so that you will live a good life, so that when a new car comes out like 2023 model, you can afford it, not afford it to show off and to show people that, oh, I have made it. Because you can only show off in a place where nobody is living well. That is the only place you can show off. If people are living well, people can afford what you can afford, then you are buying what you're buying because you love it, because you are enjoying it. Now your mind is being fed, you are prospering mentally. It must be accompanied by action. The change that you need, the change that you deserve, is not going to come to you while you are listening to your pastor. It's not going to come to you when you are screaming, Santentum, all of those Latin, whatever they sing. It is not going to come when you are on your knees. It is not going to come from your prayers. Because there are problems that need prayer. But there are those that do not need prayer. And change is one of those that you do not need prayer. You do not need fasting. You don't even need your pastor to effect change. You don't. Believe you me. All you need is you. Are you ready for it? Because change has been calling you. It has been calling you by your name, Sochima. I am here calling you. It has a very quiet voice. But you can feel it because even now you know that this is what you need. You know because you have heard the voice of change calling on you to embrace it. I want to encourage you, if there is nothing that you have heard this evening, if there is nothing that you have learned this evening, just learn this. Just one thing. Change needs you. And it will not come on the place of prayer. It will not come through prayer. It will come through your actions. As I go this evening, I want to say just one thing, because I know most Nigerians are very religious, and we understand the scripture or the Bible in our own way. There's this place that says, my people perish because they lack understanding. And then it came to a place where it says, because you have rejected, I think, knowledge or wisdom. Because you have rejected it, I will reject you. That means you will perish. Now you must understand that this is not the time to reject proper information. You have seen it. You cannot close your eyes and pretend like it's not true. You can't. The information is that your life is in your hands. It all depends on you. And you know it. That's why you went out today to make a change. But you also know that the only way change will come is for you to demand it, not through elections. Elections will never work. You have tried it a lot of times. It didn't work. It will never work. Thank you very much, and remember it. Have a wonderful, wonderful night.
Thank you. yeah. Here comes the time. The whole wide world will welcome the rising sun. Here comes the time for everyone to see that what will be. This is the time for you and I to stand together as one. Yeah. They will know. The sun is rising from east to west, from north to south. When you see the sun.
Great Biafrans, wherever you are on the face of this planet, we welcome you to another very sober edition of Radio Biafra Live presentation this very evening, the 23rd day, Sunday the 23rd of August in the year of our Most High Elohim 2020. The time now is precisely 4 minutes past 7 p.m. in the blessed land of Biafra. I would say that I welcome you because regardless of the prayer of David reminds us all the time in good, we worship the Most High Elohim Chukwu. In bad, we also offer him praise because he is the author and the finisher and the giver of life. This very evening, as I welcome you, we must also ponder and reflect upon those that the zoo rather very crudely and unceremoniously brought their lives to an end in an unprovoked attack. Our hearts go out to them, to the entire family of IPOB, to their loved ones who are left mourning and bereaved. And very sadly, we have to report this evening that as we are here broadcasting to the entirety of humanity, the slaughter and the mayhem is still going on there. The terrorists that they actually gave their police and army uniforms to are busy killing and slaughtering people. Then we must observe our protocol. We must, as a duty, acknowledge those who are listening right across the surface of this very planet, because Radio Biafra is listened to by all and sundry, regardless of where you are. As long as you have an internet-enabled device, you should and ought to be able to listen to us. For those of you who are at home and for some parts of Lagos, you should be listening to us on FM at this precise moment, especially those who are around the Papa area. We are also on satellite. We are on Radio Biafra app, but more critically, or should I say more importantly, on IBOB Community Radio. The whole world is listening. I will therefore encourage each and every one of you, especially those who are listening live on my page on Facebook, to do all you can to disseminate this very information. I do know there are some restrictions in place, but Facebook will not allow people to share this very broadcast, but you should do all you can, those of you who are allowed to make sure that this very link gets to the end of this very earth, because our broadcast this evening is very important. We need the key stakeholders on this very planet to listen and to listen very carefully. But all the same, I must say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you, regardless of where you are. My name is Nnamdi. I am the leader of IPOB all over the world, indigenous people of Biafra, by the very special grace of the Most High Elohim, the servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. And as it is customary with us here, we must pray. We must hand over every step, every proceeding, every undertaking to the capable hands of the Most High Elohim, to take direct control, especially this very evening, as our people are being needlessly killed by the terrorists who are in uniform. And we must pray. It is a prayer from the very holy book of Torah. that we pray this evening to the hearing of the whole of humanity. For when the house of Israel went out of Egypt, as we are about to leave the zoo, this house of Jacob from a people of strange language, as we are embarking on this very critical effort to abandon the damnable zoological republic, a strange land created by the British for the habitation of those who can barely reason very well. We call upon thee because this blessed land of Biafra is the sanctuary of the God of the ancients. Because Biafra has been chosen to bring light to the darkness that is the continent of Africa. Because the sea saw the children of Israel and fled, the same way our enemies will see us and they will flee. The mountains will jump from their places. Every tongue that rose or wagged against this divine project will be cut off and driven back to its truth. For the earth is about to tremble. For they shall know that this very God we worship, the one and only indivisible God, the creator of the heavens and the earth, unto whom every glory, every exaltation, and every adoration belongs, that this same God has a presence in our lives, that Biafra must be restored very imminently, and that the gates of hell shall not prevail over those who are chosen to do the will of Almighty God in heaven. This very family, this very IPOB is blessed. And though we have lost men this very day, not through any fault of our own, but due to the unprovoked homicidal tendencies of the enemy, that you, God in heaven, will look upon our plight and have mercy upon us. Redeem us from the hands of these evil people, that this same Biafra that you decreed must exist in peace, in freedom and in harmony, will come to be in our time, and we pray this very year to the glory of your name, now and forevermore. Usually I make it a point of duty to ask people to bring their pen and their paper with them when they come to us. Today is not going to be an exception. In fact, I would even say that today is more important than most days, because I would need people to come with their pen and paper to note down all the facts, to be able also to interrogate all the points we are going to raise, and of course to hold the zoo responsible for the needless slaughter and mayhem that took place in MNF today. I will start by paraphrasing what somebody wrote. His name is Uche Okoye. Uche Okoye wrote and said, this provocation of our people by the Nigerian police will be met with greater resistance. Shooting unarmed people, while you pardon terrorist groups like Boko Haram. Enough of these senseless killings. The Nigerian police must be stopped from shooting our people. The killing of IPOB family members in Enugu by the Nigerian police today is an act of calculated provocation, and it is getting out of hand. They cannot continue to come to our land to spill blood. We are no longer going to tolerate it. Those of them who are funding the police in our land giving them Hilux vans, those of them donating their land to the police in our land, in the blessed land of Biafra, must stop from this night. From today, anybody who gives any donation to the police will be seen as an enemy of the people. Anybody who gives money to the police will be seen as an enemy of the people, because the Zoo police and their army only showcase their strength in our land. The videos are bound, and I want those videos to be posted on my wall on Facebook to alert the world to the barbarism and crude reality of existence of Biafran people in the British-created Zoological Republic. They cannot fight Boko Haram. They say they do not have men. A few days ago, Lai Mohammed said that they do not have weapons. They were begging the world to give them weapons. And all these years we've been doing our best to alert the world to the danger that portends that giving arms to the Nigerian army or their police means arming terrorists. There is no difference between the Nigerian police and the Nigerian army. There is no difference between these two arms of government and Boko Haram, ISIS, and Saru, and also Fulani bandits. There is no difference. They are the same people. For those of you who are hard at hearing, the job of the Nigerian army today, the Fulani Janjaweed army, is to intimidate, to frighten us. It is to make us turn to lily-livered cowards, to pave the way for the overrun of our land by terrorists from heaven knows where. I want people to document what I have to say, especially the British government who are listening via the embassy, or should I say the High Commission in Abuja. We also want to let the EU understand this, and also the government of the United States of America, that this very provocation today is part of a long-held plan by the Fulani Janjaweed to intimidate us into submission, so that the terrorists will come in to overrun our land. Today, for those who are very good at turning truth upside down, what obtained today in MNA in Enugu is as simple as this. People, we are gathered in an area where you have churches. They went there to pray and to worship on a Sunday, which they have been doing over the years. And without warning, the police came. It was a fenced compound. The police came with DSS and started knocking on the door, banging very furiously and loudly on the gate. The gate was padlocked. As they were knocking, somebody came out to open the gate to inquire what the problem was. And they grabbed hold of him. And when people left the prayer that they were conducting to come and inquire from the police what happened, as always and without provocation, they opened fire on unarmed civilians. The same thing they did to us in National High School in Aba. The same thing they did to us during Trump rally in Iguacha. The same thing they did to us at Mpo. The same thing they did when they came to my house. The same thing they have been doing all over the place in Owerri. The same thing they did in Onitsha. They have done it in Enugu before. And the question is, why is it that the Nigerian army and police find it so, should I say, normal to open fire on Biafran people anytime they see them? The question you need to ask yourself is this: where did police go to to go and look for these people that they were killing today. Was there any provocation in Enugu? Was there any robbery anywhere? Was there any protest by anybody anywhere? The police consciously left their barracks or their station or wherever they were to go and kill innocent people. To say exactly what led them to a peaceful gathering of people who were praying and to open fire on them. The question I have to ask is, will such a thing happen in Arewa or North? The answer is no. Will such a thing even happen in Yoruba land, Duduwa land? The answer is no. Will this indiscriminate slaughter of innocent people happen anywhere else? Of course, the answer is no. And do you know why they keep doing it and getting away with it? Because when they killed us at Umpo, there was no reprisal, nothing happened. No inquiry. Amnesty spent time compiling their report and nothing came of it. They killed us during Trump rally, Solidarity rally in Igbocham. Nothing happened. They came to my house and they slaughtered and nothing happened. Of course, with the active connivance of some politicians and those that call themselves elders. For the simple fact that those who claim to wield political power as a result of years of compromise, as a result of years of serving the Janjaweed, that their people are being killed on a regular basis, but they would dare not rise up to say anything. They're all cowardly. You can see the result and the consequences of it. Because we do not control the mainstream media in Nigeria, because Britain would like to see us slaughtered and killed, nobody will talk about it. Have you noticed today that nobody wants to talk about this very heinous crime of man against man? People were praying exactly what happened at National High School in Aba. People gathered praying. They went to lie to BBC that the people praying that they were armed, that the police came and they opened fire. They don't know all these things, we have them on tape. They were videoed. The mayhem and the massacre is all over the place on social media. Because the Shia people are killed and nothing happens. Buratai was responsible for the slaughter of over 1,000 Shia civilians in Kaduna and nothing happened to him. The powers that be, those that call the forces of neo-colonialism, they protected him. Those that want the corrupt entity called Zoo, Nigeria, to continue, they protected him. Today, again, in the morning, they killed Shia again in Kaduna, and nothing will come of it. But we have the American Embassy in Abuja, we have the British High Commission, the EU is there, the UN is there. They can see all these things. Nobody will ever ask those in Asarok. Nobody will ask the Fulani Police Commissioner in Enugu State, what did these people do that you went to go and kill them today? Nobody will ask that question. Because some people somewhere want Biafrans to be wiped off the face of the earth. Them with their Ifulefu bloodline that they gave to us in our land. I want somebody to ask the police today. You left your barracks, you left your police station to go to a private compound to go and kill people. What did they do to you? Did anybody report any disturbance? Was there any robbery going on anywhere? Why would the police show this level of force in Biafra land when they cannot do the same in the north? Where we have no terrorist group in our land. Look at the way they are killing us. The same Fulani people with 6 terrorist groups, they formed and they formed 6 groups. They are the ones with army and police uniform coming to our land that is peaceful to kill us. And Britain is quiet. The EU is quiet. The US ambassador is quiet. Everybody is quiet. They've all gone deaf and dumb. I challenge any zoo journalist. I challenge anybody anywhere in the world with conscience to come out in the open and tell the world in what way, or should I say in which way, IPOB provoked the police in Enugu today. You will find there is none. The police left and DSS, they left their offices and their barracks to go and look for people to kill. Do you know why they do that all the time? Because we are not armed. They do it all the time because there is no reprisal. They do it all the time because we are not terrorists. They do it all the time because they understand that we subscribe to the school of peaceful agitation. But from today onwards, I'm saying it loud and clear that the world may hear me very well. Because if we do nothing, believe you me, anytime they see a group of young Biafran men walking on the street, they open fire on them. They know that the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway media will cover them because Chinedu wants to be the president. So they will do everything to cover up this very story. The relentless slaughter of the innocent going on. Terrorists are busy killing. The police and the army are also busy killing in Biafra land, killing innocent people. And what I want our people to understand today is this: if we fold our hands and keep quiet, they will kill all of us. It is something they've been planning to do for a very long time. And Britain will support them. I want you to understand this. Britain will always support them. That is why there will be no report going to London from Abuja regarding these senseless killings today. There will be none. There will be none. It's as if there is this grand global conspiracy to kill off the Biafran people, to exterminate the Igbo race. The same thing that the Jews went through in Europe. Where these things are coming from, I do not know. That people can no longer pray in peace. All of you saw it. How they were posing. These are the same police people that were redeployed, that were deployed to Borno, and they were crying. They cannot fight. But they specialized in the brutal murder and slaughter of unarmed, innocent civilians. You can now understand why Facebook is suppressing everything that we are doing. People do not understand the depth of this conspiracy against us. And until we recognize it and rise up to say enough is enough, these killings will continue. And bearing that in mind, I have a few announcements to make this very evening. From today onwards, today is the 23rd, if I'm not mistaken, of August, Sunday the 23rd of August, 2020. from today onwards. I want people to listen to me very carefully from today onwards. Anywhere the Nigerian Army, the police or the DSS, or any of the numerous Fulani-sponsored terrorists is involved in the killing of any unarmed civilian in Biafra land, we will kill them too. That thing they're looking for, they will get it. And let me remind the zoo of one thing. You have 6 terrorist groups in the north ravaging and killing at will. The worst mistake you can ever make is to try to come to Biafra land to fight a full-blown war. Because your land will be taken over by terrorists. When you go back, you will have nothing. For those of you from the Middle Belt, that your children are serving in the zoo police, in the Nigerian police or the army, involved in the killing of IPOB family members, I want to assure you that you will bury your own very, very soon. That is an assurance. I'm saying it so that the world can hear me. And I'm saying all these things because I wish they can be so foolish enough, or that any fool anywhere, any idiot anywhere will be so foolish enough to pick me up on this, to say this was what you said. That day I will tell you how upset I am. So all of you want us to keep quiet until they finish killing all of our young men and women. Then you'll be very happy. People talk about peaceful agitation, Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi and all the rest of them. Martin Luther King was dealing with white people who are reasonable, people who have conscience. Same as Gandhi. Mandela was fighting against, more or less, apartheid was very awful, but against white people who can sit back and take stock of their actions. They have conscience. In the zoo, as in most other black African countries, we are dealing with demons, people without a soul, people without conscience. You don't do peaceful agitation where there are people without a soul. They don't have any soul, they have no being in them. They are killers and murderers. The only language to understand is force. This evening I am signifying my intention to raise the banner and letting them know. Now, if the killings were to continue in Enugu tonight, we are going to kill police and army people in Enugu. They are going to go into a war they can never win. If illiterate, poorly educated Boko Haram can give them problems, imagine what we can do to them, an army of volunteers. I am saying it so that the world can hear it loud and clear, that if we allow what obtained today to continue, there will come a time when there will be no Biafran under the age of 30 in our land. They will kill everybody, as they wanted to do after the war. And groom Ifulefus instead. Any day you kill our people, if you like, try us, you will see. If you kill us in Enugu tonight, for each person you kill, 100 of you will die. They may not find your corpse. I'm telling them so they know. Your corpse will not be found. Then you will die. In Enugu you will die there. All of you will die there. Because you've done nothing to you. Absolutely nothing. People are praying and you're killing them. What for? Are we at war? Did we go to war with anybody? Why is it that people who claim to have conscience, people who claim to go to church, people, that is why I keep saying all the time, that is why God abandoned black people, because they are very wicked. It's a very wicked and evil race. I say it without apology to anyone. A race that cannot reason very well. What did people, in what way did people that gathered were praying? How did they offend the Nigerian government? How? Can somebody please explain that to me? How? All they do is to lie, to fabricate lies, to go to run to the media and to start lying. That was what lying Mohammed taught them. to lie and to deceive, to propagate falsehood. But I'm telling them it's not going to wash with us. What we are saying and we keep saying is this. For every Biafran you kill, 100 of you will die. So for the idiots who will rise up tomorrow to say, oh, there is insecurity, there is problem everywhere, I want you to understand the game plan of the Fulani. They intimidate with their army and their police, and their terrorists will come in to invade. That's what they're doing. What they're doing is to soften us up so that our land can be taken over, but it's not going to happen. It will not happen, and they know it's not going to happen. Today in Enugu, just is a little taste of what we can do when you provoke us. And I'm sure they are by now, they must have understood it. And this evening I'm giving the order. Wherever any Biafran is shot dead, I expect the police and the army in that place to be killed. We outnumber them, so they can't kill all of us. We outnumber them in our own land. We know the terrain. So the reason why I'm saying is so that the idiots who will be writing their epistles for compromised newspapers tomorrow, so that they understand the genesis of the problem. Because if I allow these people, they will kill all of us. Because if you allow them and say, oh, we are being very peaceful, they will come to their senses. They get worse and worse and worse and worse. We are not going to allow that to happen. Not anymore. They are going to bury their own dead as well. That is if they can find them. Because I will make sure they will not find them. That thing the world is looking for from Biafrans, now they are going to get it. They are going to get it. And I am giving our people only 8 weeks. Only 8 weeks. Anybody who comes to any checkpoint and gives them money again in Biafra land after 2 months, God will punish you. You see all these Fulani idiots with their roadblocks in our land. In 8 weeks' time, we will not give them one dime. If they like, let them stop our vehicle from going where it's going for a day or 2 or 3. So be it. The same nonsense doesn't happen in the north. The same level of killings and intimidation we have in our land does not happen in the north. And they think we value life so much that they can do whatever they like to us and we'll keep quiet. But not us and not this IPOB. We are going to remain visible. We will fly our flag every blessed day. But what I'm saying, because of what is happening in Enugu right now, I am suspending every IPOB family meeting in Enugu State. Let us deal with these people. Because this nonsense is too much. They think because we kept quiet we cannot do anything. That's what you see how foolish they are. That was why they killed Muhammad Yusuf and Boko Haram became violent. Boko Haram was peaceful before. Is this same useless police that caused Boko Haram to become violent? But when you hear people talk about Boko Haram, they start the story from the bottom. Because Nigerians, those niggers created by Britain, they are evil people, they are evil, they support evil, and evil will consume them. It's an order to the whole of volunteer command in every state. We have work to do in Enugu State, so I'm suspending all IPOB family meetings in Enugu State. Everybody involved in today's shooting, the head of SARS and all the rest of them, we are going to hunt them down, all of them, one after the other. That thing that will happen in the next 6 years, let it happen this 2020. You know what I told you about the next 2 weeks being very pivotal? You know what I told you about 2020? They are the ones now forcing our hand. And they are going to get it. We will bury our own, but you will not see your own to bury. You won't find them. There is a snake in local language called Akege. Go and find out what it is. We own our land. You people are visitors into our land, including the idiot who claims he's the police commissioner in Enugu State. You came to our land to kill our people for no reason. Your people are the terrorists. Fulani are the people in Boko Haram. They are the ones in Ansari. All of you are the ones who are doing your banditry in the north. All of you are the ones killing innocent people in southern Kaduna. All of you are the ones in ISIS. All of you are the ones in Al-Qaeda. You are the ones in Miyetti Yala Fulani headsmen. All of you. You abandoned the north to confront your own demons. You came down to the east to kill innocent people. For agitating for their freedom, something they have the rights to do. Because you have all the guns. You think you have all the guns and all the firepower. Look at him posing, jumping from hillocks, posing against unarmed civilians. The day will come out armed. You will not be jumping, you will be crawling on the floor. You see that posing, you're posing, jumping from hillocks, pointing your guns, knocking on doors and arresting people. When the real problems are, you'll be crawling on the ground. I'm saying it so that because our people are very funny. They want to be told everything. They want to be told, they want to be taken, to be carried along. That's what they say. They want to hear every secret. Now we're making it very, very open. Anywhere the police or the army, I don't care what sort of drugs they're on. Anywhere they kill a civilian from today, we will revenge, we will retaliate. For those of you that prefer to write to foreign governments asking them not to allow me to come in, come and cut out these bits of my broadcast and send it to them as well. Because from today, 23rd of August 2020, the game has changed. And I want to inform the Fulani that we are more intelligent than them. We are infinitely gifted with intellect than them. And I want to remind them that 67 to 70 is not 2020. The world has moved on. They've been trying our resolve, trying us all the time with the active connivance of traitors within. I think we have come to the end of the road. We have. And I want Britain, USA, and EU to understand that for years we have kept quiet in the hope that Fulani terrorists in uniform could somehow be persuaded by reason to leave us alone. Then instead of leaving us alone, they have intensified their murderous tendencies. Because the more quiet you are, the more, that's one thing about Fulani, the more they want to kill you. Reason I have no idea. Did anybody from Enugu State report that there was riots or mayhem in Enugu? You went to a private, secluded compound to go and kill people. That did nothing to you. And to me, just saying, may their soul rest in peace, those who were misled, those who died today. And as I said, I have signified my intention to raise the banner. You see, a Fulani will be hunted along with these people. And we are going to find them. We have the time, we have the resources, and we have the means. We are going to find them. The best thing for you to do now is pack your things and go back to your people in the north. All of you fathered by Janjaweed, all of you. Let me not speak against the spirit. Now listen. I remember somewhere in the New Testament, it says that Yeshua said, if somebody slaps you on one cheek, you turn the other one, they will slap you. They've been slapping us on one side, and we turned to the other side for them to slap us again to show that we're very peaceful. What they now did was to bring out their knife and cut off our head. That's what they have done. And this nonsense comes to an end tonight. They want something, and now they will get it. And we are going to defend our land against all the terrorists they are bringing in. You saw the advance streaming into Ebonyi, because we tell them they cannot be in Ebonyi. If you are a Fulani person, you must go inside the township to go and rent a house. You cannot live in our forest. I said you cannot. I lead IPOB and I'm telling you, and they are getting it hot, of course. Then is it because we don't publish it? They cannot live in our forest. You must go to the town to live. It doesn't matter how much reinforcement you bring in, because the more reinforcement you bring in, the more Boko Haram will overrun your territory and slaughter your village. All of you idiots that they brought in with the Homados into Ebonyi State. I'm warning all of you that the nonsense will not happen again. We allowed everybody out of fear and trepidation. All of you animals in the zoo called Nigerians, you allowed Fulani to get away with murder. That is why Buhari is dead since 2017. They bring out little boys with face masks to be the because they have intimidated all of you. You are all cowards. You can't do nothing. That is why they have enacted a law to go into the churches and to appoint an imam to sit on the board of a church, a Christian church, and take it over from you. Because all of you are cowards. When we are in IPOB, we are not. And today, many people are getting it hot. And I've given the order. And I can never, ever rescind it. Wherever they kill our people now, we'll hunt them down. For each person they kill, I want 100 security personnel of the zoo to be slaughtered as well. 100. And as we kill them, they cannot see their corpses. They can't see their dead bodies. They can't see them. We'll bury our own, but we'll not bury theirs. Because this rubbish is too much. Because the more you leave them, now they are going door to door, house to house, knocking, bringing up people and shooting them. What they did in Zagi against El Zagzagi, they want to do in our land. It can't happen now. It can't happen. Because I want the world to understand those people who are so foolish, those people who are so possessed by evil spirits that they cannot reason properly. When you tell the story of Enugu where it all began, start from the beginning. That people we are praying the same way we were at National High School, minding our business as a peaceful, God-fearing movement. These people came and opened fire on innocent people. And you're telling me that there is nothing wrong with how sad the world has become. What did we do? Nothing. Did we kill anybody? Did we offend anybody? Was there any riot in Enugu? Did they say any house was burning down? Did they say they saw people with arms? Of course the answer is no. Why would you go to kill innocent people who are on their own praying? Why? Why? I will tell you. Because they killed Shia people in the north and they got away with it in Kanu. Members of the Islamic movement in Nigeria, the Shias, have claimed that a clash, they always say clash. There are some people, that is why I keep saying that a black person is evil. Some of you get upset, I don't believe me, I don't give a damn if you do or not. But it takes an evil person. Some of you are listening in your homes now, and I come to your house with AK-47, I start shooting all of your children dead in front of you. And somebody will write in Lagos, there was a clash between Nnamdi Kanu and this family. Clash. You are on your own in your bedroom sleeping. Somebody came into your house to kill you. A journalist that claims he or she has conscience will say there was a clash. Do you see why black people are backwards and Africa is very poor? Because of the level of wickedness and evil that we harbor as a people. People were on their own praying. And the journalist who claims to have brain cells in their skull, somebody who claims to be objective, instead of you to say that police stormed or attacked, you said there was a clash. Clash where? Were we protesting on the road or on the streets? How can any human being with conscience say that people who were in a secluded compound praying, that they clashed with the police? Because they want to give you the impression that IPOB is troublesome, that somehow we may have invited this misfortune to befall us. But they're all liars. They're all hypocrites and children of perdition. They know what they are doing. It is in their interest that the Fulani Janjaweed obliterates our race from the face of the earth. As I keep saying all the time, the Jews suffer the same fate. Hatred out of nowhere. People just want a Jew dead. If you ask him, what did this Jew do to you? Nothing. Because we are blessed. We are a blessed people. And that is why we are going to prevail. We are going to triumph. But from today, an eye for an eye, and it is a standing order to the volunteer command. If they arrest us, we arrest them. If they keep us in detention, we'll keep them in detention. I'm telling Britain now, so that when they start spinning the news and lying to the world about what IPOB is doing, that they get the facts accurately. We are not criminals. We attend rallies and nobody will complain of his purse or his wallet or his phone missing. We are God-fearing people and we are peace-loving people. But because we are peace-loving people doesn't mean we can no longer speak our mind. It doesn't mean that at all. We are agitating for freedom. As I said earlier, if you won't allow us to agitate in peace, we agitate in pieces. See, that is the only language some of you understand. And that's what we're going to do. In the north, they started killing Shia. Every time Fulani, they love killing. And what they're doing is killing with blood, I have no idea. I thought that the blood of cattle and cows would be enough for them. But it's never enough. When they're not killing Christians or something, they always target people they claim are minority. Why they do that, I have no idea. They want to kill. They want to kill. And Britain is there, seeing all these things and supporting them. Nobody's talking. Nobody wants to say a word. Because of water, because of oil and gas concessions, we can die. Something that God blessed us with. You want to kill us? Oh my goodness. They have killed Shia also in the north. And why are they killing Shia people in the north? Because they're not fighting back. Then you see them begging Boko Haram, please come, let's negotiate, come, let's talk. You see their governors giving money to bandits. Oh, please don't do this again. We are begging you. Once you're not armed, you are nobody. They can kill you as they like. This is something that I want Britain to understand. I want the United Kingdom to understand this. I want the UK High Commissioner in Abuja to understand this. I want the US Ambassador in Nigeria to understand this. I want the EU mission to Nigeria to understand this. I want the UN to understand it. That if you keep quiet, Fulani will kill you for no reason. And we are no longer going to keep quiet. I don't care nor mind how they twist it. I don't care. I don't care. We are going to die. Yes, we are going to die, but all of you will die as well with us. That is a promise. So, I want the Nigerian journalists, all of you based in Abuja or in Lagos, that you're working for Satan. You love writing rubbish. I want you to understand something. If some of you don't know English language, you go back to school and study grammar very well. Because some of you are a disgrace to journalism. An absolute disgrace to journalism. How can I be in my house and I will clash with police? Clash for what? You're sitting in your sitting room watching TV. Somebody will bust in, shooting and killing every occupant. You're telling me it's clash. God will punish all of you. They said it happened on Saturday evening in a place called Haider neighborhood. A team of policemen again, attacked a gathering of Shia people. Once you Fulani hate you, once you gather, they tell the police commissioner, like the idiot, attack them, they attack. And Britain is there in Abuja. All these diplomats, they are there keeping quiet. Because you want Biafrans to be killed. You want Igbo people obliterated from the face of the earth. That is their grand plan. But it won't work. We can assure it won't work. The Shias are being killed because they're not armed. Are they killing any armed group? Is there anybody who is armed who is in court facing trial? Anybody who is armed from Boko Haram to Ansaru to ISIS in West Africa, all of them, is there anybody who is in court? Because they are all armed. That's how you get respect. If you don't have guns and ammunition, you have no respect in this zoo. Once you are quiet, they will extort money from you. Once they are tired, they start killing you. As they're doing to us now. And we're not going to allow it to continue. At least with anybody now, they will know how serious we are. Tonight, they will understand how serious we are. We are now prepared to die with them. So that when this story starts happening from tomorrow, the world can understand. The whole world is there looking, pretending they can't see what is going on, pretending Fulani terrorists are busy on one side killing people, and the army and police are on the other side also slaughtering innocent people. And all of you are just quiet, keeping quiet, pretending as if all is well, all is good. No, it is not. We are the ones who are suffering, and enough is enough. That we can assure you. From today onwards, the game changes completely. If they succeed in the north in killing unarmed fair people, they can also kill us in any way. That's their thinking. For no reason, the police entered a fenced compound and opened fire on people minding their business. And somebody is trying to justify that by saying there was a clash. Black people, you see how evil you are. That is why you are black, and that is why everywhere in the world where you have black people, they are backwards. They are the ones suffering. They are the ones being sold as slaves because our hearts are evil. Evil. Very sad indeed. According to one newspaper, there was a clash. A clash. As a journalist, you couldn't ask the police, what did you go to look for in that compound you went to? What was happening there? Couldn't these journalists ask the nearby churches? There are churches nearby. People doing Sunday service and Sunday worship as well. Why couldn't you ask them? Knowing fully well that the police and the army, they lie all the time. They lie all the time. You couldn't do it. Lazy journalism. And the police gave you some money. And then you wrote there was a clash. That's how they start. Once they start with a clash, then they start shifting the blame. All of a sudden it is now IPOB's fault for praying. For being in a fenced compound and praying, it is now their fault. This view must divide. If we allow Nigeria to continue like this, we are finished. Our future generations will never forgive us. Never ever forgive us. You must understand this. The reason why Britain is in support of what the Fulanis are doing is this. They have always been together in this plan to exterminate and kill our people. In 1957, there was an attempt to give this zoo independence. And who was leading that independence movement? That is not an Igbo man, Nnamdi. Do you know that those who are telling you today about patriotism and loving Nigeria, the Fulani stood up and said, no, we don't want to be free. We want to remain as slaves to the British. Are you aware of that? And some of you are even aware of that. I doubt it very much. I don't think you are aware. I don't think so. But that is the truth. That is the truth. The Fulani said, no, Britain, please be our master. Britain said, okay, you are loyal servants. Because of that, I'll give you everything you want. The fact that today, the Fulanis are killing people at will, police and army opening fire for no reason on innocent gathering, is because Britain is saying, do whatever you like, I'll cover up for you. That's what they're doing. That's what Britain is doing. Because Britain is doing the work of Lucifer to destroy the light of God, to destroy the people of that hexagram, those with the sacred knowledge of the truth, those that have wisdom, destroy them with those who are born in darkness. I keep asking you every time, if you want to know how evil and backwards the Fulanis are, name one Fulani poet, name one Fulani writer. Name one Fulani artist, there is none. Because they are from darkness. And that is where they are going to return to very, very soon. Very, very soon. When they come out and they lie, the Zoom media will carry all their lies the same way they have told it. That the bandits who are terrorizing Nigeria are Sudanese, Malians and others. IGP, Inspector General of Police. That those who are terrorizing people, killing them, are from Mali. If they are from Mali, why are you giving them amnesty? Then So there is nobody from Mali or Sudan or any other place who is in Boko Haram. No, they are all exclusively Fulani. Do you see what they do? Do you see the way they lie? Do you see the way they manipulate the truth? But sadly, very, very sadly, of course, and as a result, direct consequence of the poverty of knowledge that pervades the entire education system in the zoo. Some of you gobble up this garbage. When they are bandits, they are from Sudan, from Mali, but those you are killing in Biafra land, they are Biafrans. They are Igbo people who will kill them in Enugu. Are we bandits? Are we killing people? Are we kidnapping people? Is there anything of that sort happening in our land? The answer is no. Then why are you killing people? Why are you killing innocent people? Those who are killing you are from Sudan. So you will say they are not Fulani. But who opened the border for them? This year, did you not say, did this same useless mask-wearing regime in Asoro, did you not announce that you're opening the borders for all of them to come in, to come and take over? Are they not the ones in our villages? That some of us are so foolish and so hopeless, we are just there, sheepishly, moping, as these invaders take over our land, our forests, everywhere taken over. That some of you don't know what IPOB is undergoing on a daily basis. Without us, they would have run you for a long time. All of you will be answering Musa by now, or Idris. We are the last line of defense between total, I wouldn't even call it conquest, enslavement and freedom. IPOB. We are the ones standing in the gap. That is why they don't want to hear that we are gathering anywhere. They don't want to hear it. Because they know that we are the savior of our people. They understand it very well. Look at other idiots. Those who are having handshake across the River Benue or maybe across the River. You can see them very clearly. Fulani is killing you. Fulani is coming to you, telling you about your peace and one Nigeria, and you're listening. Because you're foolish. The same tricks they played on Hausa people, and today Hausa people are their slaves forever and ever. It's the same thing they're playing on some of you that claim you went to school, yet you are blind, you cannot see. That is why they give you governors who will be your governor. That is the reason why they tell you who your leaders are going to be. Very, very sad. Bandits terrorizing you are from Sudan. Really? From Sudan? From Mali? Then who allowed them to come in? So they came in without papers, yes? And they came in from Mali, from Sudan, from everywhere, with no guns. And then they came to the zoo, and now they have guns. Who gave it to them? They will fire and go. Yet our people will not learn. Our people will not understand. They will not understand. They will never tell you that the people terrorizing and killing you are Fulani people. The same people who are in the army today killing innocent people. The same people who are more interested in the slaughter of the civilians than in actual keeping of law and order. They don't know what law and order is all about. All they know is to kill, to intimidate, so that their takeover of your land will be very, very easy and very, very smooth. They have an agenda of conquest. Somebody told me, of course we all know that. They are the Tuaregs and the Berber people. They are from Niger, from Chad, from Mali, from Mauritania, from everywhere. And their mission is to kill. They always go to kill. They unite themselves. But in this zoo, you cannot tell the difference between the Tuareg and the Janjaweed from the north. You cannot tell. And every day, one Nigeria, no, pregnancy should come to the south. We should be part of this discussion, moving the debate forward. And they are tricking and fooling all of you. And as they are fooling all of you are falling for it. Hook, line, and sinker. And they are messing you up. Every blessed day, they are messing you up. Every blessed day. Today they are claiming it is Sudanese and Malians who are killing you. But you forgot when the idiot went to the mosque where Aisha's boyfriend went to Egypt and said our borders will be open to every West African country. Have you forgotten? But in the south, in Badagry, the border is closed. But in the north, the borders are open. And people claim they are in Nigeria, they are one night. People are mad, they are insane. Let me tell you something. I used to investigate and interrogate the stupidity of a black man. But when you forget all of that and focus your studies and analysis on the zoo, you will understand that seriously, a black person has a problem. He went to Egypt and he announced and said, our borders will be open in the north, but in the south, the borders are closed. And all of you, you move about as if there is nothing wrong, as if all is well. What does that tell you about who you are? What does that tell you about how foolish you are in terms of your reasoning? Very sad. Very, very sad indeed. Remember that Haider have said that what is happening now in the zoo called Nigeria is like another civil war that is going on. Civil war that is going on. And what the Fulanis have done is to bring their killing and mayhem to our land. We have not done anything to them. We have not committed, nobody killed today committed any offense known to law. Nobody committed any offense. But they had to kill them. Because it's Fulani, they must kill, is in their nature. El Rufai went out and said, I beg people to stop killing. A whole sitting governor said, I beg people to stop killing. Yet all of you learn nothing from it. Absolutely nothing. And that is why today, insecurity and killings in Nigeria is like a civil war, according to Haider. Who is killing who? Have you ever, is it Yoruba killing people? No. Is it Nupe people killing? No. Is it even Bagi killing? No. Is it the people who are killing? No. Is it Tipi who are killing people? No. Is it Jubu who are killing? No. For once, I want an average zoo animal in Nigeria, those of you with zoo passport, ask yourself this question. Just put your hand on your chin and ask yourself, who are the people doing all these killings anyway? Insecurity, who are the ones doing it? You will find out to your horror is always Fulani. You will find out your discourses. And the funny thing is that they come to your land, they pick out 1 or 2 or 3 people, they enable them, they give them money, they give them contracts, and all of you will focus all of your attention on those individuals. And you see them hailing their oppressor. You will hear them because of the money they've been given. They'll be telling the oppressor, oh, this man is the best thing since sliced bread. Exactly what they did to Hausa people, and today the Hausa, apart from language, they don't. Everyone will say, oh, Hausa people, you're making a mistake. You should be saying Fulani. There is nothing like Hausa. Hausa, only language. Hausa does not exist. All they have is language. They've been taken over. Every MA is Fulani. Every governor is Fulani. So what sort of people are these? You see, is the Fulani Emirate part of Hausa culture? The answer is no. Fulani Emirate is never, ever, ever part of Hausa culture. Never. The Hausas, they have kings, not emirs. All of you cannot reason. You claim you are intelligent, you went to school. You cannot reason. You cannot reason. Ask yourself, all these insecurity, people are dying, people are being killed. Ask yourself this question: who are the people killing? Who is killing who? And you'll be shocked. One tribe only, Fulani. That is why, as small as they are, they control the army, the navy, everything. They control everything, including customs, everything. So arms can be coming in uninterrupted. They are the ones lecturing us about arms. You shouldn't keep arms in your homes. These are the people killing. These are the ones raping. These are the ones abducting our daughters. These are the ones raping our mothers. Every blessed day, they are the ones killing us. They will come to you and say, oh, we've come in peace. We want to build one country together. You are a fool. Because you know nothing. That is why Fulani is messing with your brains. Messing with you all the time. Now listen, the chairman of Arewa Consultative Forum and Minister of Agriculture under the Buhari's first time when he was alive before his death and buried in Saudi Arabia. His name is Chief Haider. He has lamented that Nigeria has never witnessed the type of security challenges it is currently facing, where lives are wasted day and night, except during a war. Where lives are wasted, as they wasted lives in Yemen for no reason. You know, people are contending with terrorists. Also, the police and the army are busy killing innocent people. I can't, for the life of me, I don't understand it. I don't know the meaning of it. I don't understand it. And these are the idiots asking for weapons from abroad. And all those people who ever contemplated giving weapons to these people, to these animals, you can see what they do with it. They kill civilians. Are they fighting Boko Haram? No. Are they fighting bandits? No. But they are in Enugu killing innocent people. And you're telling us, this is from Audu Ogbe, who is the chairman of whatever. You know, they're very clever people. Audu Ogbe, I think it's from Benue or thereabout. Is it or Plateau? He is not Fulani. He doesn't know that him being the chairman of Haider is doing Fulani bidding for them as Gowon foolishly wasted 11 years of his useless life as head of state. He thought he's one north. And by the way, to tell you how evil Britain was before their colonial rule ended, go and look at the map of the zoo again. Go and Google it. Map of the zoo. Google it, north and south, and you will see it. Go and divide the zoo into four and see where they in fact Britain gave the north. They came all the way to close to Nsukka is north. Nsukka boundary with Benue is north. Have you heard of such rubbish before? Because all of you kept quiet. Now that IPOB is doing something, instead of all of you to rise up and say IPOB did nothing wrong to anybody, you all keeping quiet. And one day they will come for all of you. Remember how we started with IPOB? You all kept quiet, and today there is insecurity everywhere. Fulanis are killing you everywhere because you are all cowards. And we're not going to have that rubbish again. This is from a representative of a Fulani, Arewa, telling you that there is problem in the zoo. People are dying. Fulanis are killing people with terrorism, killing you with uniform. We're going to run away from who are these people? Why are they like this? Only you can answer that, not us. We must proceed. Earlier this year, the zoo government made a statement that they will gradually remove Nigerian troops from troubled areas. That the withdrawal is to allow the military focus on its primary duty of defending the nation against external aggression. That was what they said. But I never killing people. Are they not meant to be around the border towns, defending the zoo from women selling Cameroon pepper? Who are they going to defend against? The Enugu killing innocent people. They have not won the war against terrorism. They have not defeated insurgency in the north, but they are in Enugu busy killing innocent civilians. And nobody, Britain will not ask them, what are you doing in Enugu? Killing it. Why are you not fighting Boko? That bullet you are wasting today in Enugu, why didn't you shoot it inside Sambisa forest? Why in Enugu? Nobody will ask them. They said they were going to focus on external warding off external aggression. But I need to killing innocent people. That is the contradiction of the zoo. That is how evil and wicked they are. That was how they came to my house and laid siege. An army. You see them boasting. Anytime they go to fight civilians, you see them jumping and boasting, and they go and contract a newspaper, one idiotic journalist to write garbage, as usual. As usual. But when they meet Boko Haram, you see them crying like little children. But if it is against unarmed civilians, oh my word, they are very strong. That is what happens when you belong to a country that should not exist in the first place. That is what happens when a white man will come from Europe to build a country for you in Africa. Your stupidity goes off the rails. You can no longer be able to reason properly. That is the problem with us. And we are going to fix it. Believe you me, we are going to fix it. I remember there was a time they asked Lai Mohammed about Fulani headsmen. Why have they not been classified, or should I say categorized, as a terrorist group? They asked him, this was in 2017, why Nigeria did not declare Fulani headsmen as terrorists? Why is a simple question. And Lai Mohammed answered People who have AK-47, killing people, sacking villages, abducting and raping women, they are not terrorists. The people praying in a compound on their own, they are terrorists. That is the part of the brain of a black man I can never understand. I don't understand it. Like, let me read it for you, please. It was Guardian newspaper publication of 28th of September after they came to my house and killed as many people as possible. The editorial of Guardian of 28th September 2017, Lai Mohammed said, Nigeria did not designate marauding Fulani headsmen as terrorists despite being responsible for hundreds of deaths and destruction of properties because their activities were criminal and not terror-related. They are simple criminals, not terror-related. That IPOB is terror-related. IPOB has not killed anyone, not destroyed any property. They are terrorists. The people who are destroying, killing, raping, maiming, abducting, they are mere criminals. That is the brain of a black man. That is why a white man will paint the devil as black. Because you cannot, there is no justification on this earth why anybody with common sense, even if you didn't go to school, will tolerate people who are wielding or should I say automatic weapons, killing people, raping, abducting, destroying properties. You leave them, they're not terrorists, they're criminals. And you now come and categorize an unarmed group that has done nothing wrong, only ask for their right to be free. You now designate them as terrorists. That is why when I look at black people, especially those from Nigeria, I say that those who paint Lucifer as black, they are not mistaken, because it takes a special breed of very evil people. They did not. They came all the way to post on Soka is north. In Soka boundary, the Benue is north. Have you heard of such rubbish before? Because one of you kept quiet. Now that IPOB is doing something, instead of all of you to rise up and say IPOB did nothing wrong to anybody, you all keeping quiet. And one day they'll come for all of you. Remember how we started with IPOB? You all kept quiet, and today there is insecurity everywhere. Fulanis are killing you everywhere because you're all cowards. And we're not going to have that rubbish again. This is from a representative of a Fulani, Arewa, telling you that there is a problem in the zoo. People are dying. Fulanis are killing people with terrorism, telling you with uniform. I'm going to run away from who. Why are they like this? Only you can answer that, not us. We must proceed. Earlier this year, the government made a statement that they will gradually remove Nigerian troops from troubled areas. That the withdrawal is to allow the military focus on its primary duty of defending the nation against external aggression. That is what they said. But they never could kill people. I do not want to be around the border towns defending the youth from coming. If I was saying before I was really interrupted, the body shenanigans of Facebook, Lai Mohammed started necessary to label an unarmed group, a terrorist group, whereas those who are killing and destroying, they are Mother Teresa. Nothing is wrong with them. They must be there and to continue killing. And that is why they're killing you this very day. And nobody has ever designated them a terrorist group. And they will get tired. Because depend on salary. We don't depend on salary. We have an army of volunteers. We don't depend on salary. We've done nothing wrong to anybody. Nobody can say that we attacked anywhere. Nobody can say that we did anything wrong. Nobody can say we abducted anybody. Nobody can say that we ethnically cleansed any village or community. Those who are in ethnic cleansing are not terrorists. Those who are wielding it, that is can somebody please explain to me the part of the brain of a black person that ever came up with such? What part of their brain came up with such? That people are praying, you go and you kill them. And say I'm killing terrorists. Terrorists, did they come anywhere? Or was anybody abducted? Why are you going to kill IPOB? What have they done to you? What we are doing today was exactly what as if you were and we did to get independence. What do you do? All of you are combined. The Britain go out with machine guns to go to every village and massacring people because some people are asking for their freedom. When you're 9 months in the womb of your mother, don't you agitate to come out? That is when you go to and they ask you, has the baby turned? Because what is 9 months? The brain will begin to agitate, to come out. That's how nature is. Agitation is natural. When you're 16, 17, 18, you agitate to live there. The hope you must go. At the right age, you will agitate to go out and start your own family. That is how nature operates. That is how nature works. What is it about black people and agitation that makes them work? After all, the zone that you're living, that Nigeria, that Niger area that Britain created, that some of you are carrying the gospel and still, I'm very proud Nigerian, that very place came about as a result of agitation. This is what I don't understand. The zoo came about as a result of agitation. And it is not even an organically rich or formed nation. It is artificial, put together by force, like Yugoslavia, like the Soviet Union. All of these things, they break, they must break. That is what nature has said. It must break because it is artificial. It is not real. It is never ever natural. It must break. That is why they are intimidating everybody. Fulani people are not terrorists. People who are killing, they are not terrorists. Militiana is not a terrorist. They are a legitimate stakeholder in the government. The government gave them 100 billion. These are people that drive their cattle to destroy crops in farms. The government gave them 100 billion. Now, I want somebody to tell me the crime that IPOB has committed. Nobody can say it. Nobody can tell us the crime that IPOB committed to warrant this ceaseless hunting down and being slaughtered for no reason. What did we do wrong with them? And those who are saying, when, all the time they are talking on the radio, that time has come. We will find you as well. That's come. History will remember the 23rd of August 2020 as the day they started in Enugu. That day, very Enugu. Killing people for no reason. Shooting and shooting, and everybody is there all quiet. Nobody will talk. You will not hear Ecos will not say anything. Asia will not say anything. EU will not say anything. Britain will not. Nobody will talk. The day now we start our own range. We will see them. They are clashing. Everything is bad. Everything is going good. But now they are killing us. Now they are slaughtering us. Now they are doing all they can. Nobody will follow and say what is doing is wrong. Of course, the memo will be issued by the DOS. No more meeting is not happening in Enugu. Urbana is based in Enugu. No meeting, no gathering in Enugu of IPOB of any sort. Let us deal with these people and tell them that we are as mad, if not worse. But madness is worse than our own. So in the next class, they will not kill unarmed civilians anymore because they are mad. When the enemy wants to take into your territory, they look for weak mind. Somebody will be and I'm reading is not from me. When an enemy wants to destroy you, they look for your people who are weak-minded, sell out, with rape, with traitors. They go to them. Very weak people. And they tell you we have come in this Trojan horse. Some of you may remember the story of the Trojan horse. Some of you that have read Homer's Iliad. Not everybody may have read it. It is very voluminous. Some of you with interest in social media and selfies, you may not understand this. But try and read Homer's Iliad. Try and read it, please. Read the Trojan War, you will understand. The game that these people are playing, all of you are there. Slowly, but surely. Because I don't know how, I think it's in their cows, that means that we eat. Somehow they have hypnotized everybody. That's the Nnamdi state. Thank you, my dear brother, Nnamdi state. The DPO is Fulani. Police commissioner is Fulani. Second sergeant is Fulani. In our land, as if we cannot produce DPO or commissioner, do you know why? To cage the governors, to cage everybody, to make us understand we are under siege, we are a conquered people. And there is a story that I was reminded today. I was told by a very wise man, a very wise elderly man in Biafra. He told me a story today. Do you know what the man said to me then? He said we never lost the war. Not necessarily when we negotiated to withdraw, no victor, no vanquish. Biafra never, ever surrendered. Never. Because Timothy was made the head to lead the Biafran organization Freedom Fighters, but they were to go into the bushes and fight the enemy from there. They joined them with the vandals from the north. And Ezekiel negotiated. So Pujubu said, let us leave this. The Ephraim asked them, what did they say? He said, no victor, no. When the soldiers wanted to rebel, Ephraim said to them, we did not lose this war. It was a no victor, no vanquish. 3 hours. Do you remember that? But if you heard the right, they said, we defeated Biafra. Because all people would have gone to the bushes and by now we are a free nation. And then how to go back, the second down of Biafra gone into the bushes by now we will be a free nation. They said we did not vanquish, everything will fine. We went back, look how we are. Now flies are building their settlements in the forest. Very soon they'll have an airman. They will have Alekali or whatever what they call it. And now they are coming. They are building. Somebody will come and rape somebody near your village, kidnap people, kill them, rape them. Then they will send from a bunch of stinking, smelly idiots. Without the shit they tie on the head. Stinking, smelly, foul, smelly pigs. To come and tell you about peace and peaceful resistance. Meanwhile, in your forest. And you in their forest, you are seven days in the north. You are there building hotels, building business. They are in your own place to take over your land. We are fighting for properties in the north. They are taking over our own land in the east. What does that tell you about your brain? We think we are intelligent, but we are not. This is how a band of reprobates, illiterate, stark idiots that have contributed nothing to the advancement of any society they own. Nothing. They have contributed nothing. They are the ones who are coming and messing you up, playing with your brain, and some of you fall for this garbage every day. Oh, flaming headsmen are not terrorists, they are terrorists. The IPOB are terrorists. What has IPOB done? Nothing. What has Fulani terrorists done? They have killed, they have raped, they have destroyed properties. And people are telling me that they are intellectuals, they are elite, they are led. What? Utter garbage. Utter garbage. They take you, take it to the presidency. We are going to work with you to produce a presidency. Rubbish. They are confusing you again. Every time they confuse you, every time, and you allow yourselves to be used. And that is why in the mess we're in today, that somebody can come into our land and open fire. Can you tell me now? Look at yesterday was standing around. They came out open and said remove him, and he was removed. Can you imagine and even police commissioner in North giving orders to go and shoot ordinary Fulani kids. Everything will happen. By now, almost every evil business is going to be destroyed. People will be behaving different. But they can come and do whatever they like. And do whatever they like. And think they can get away with it. But they can't. They cannot get, not now, not tomorrow, not ever. They can never, ever get away with it. Never, ever, ever. Nonsense. Look at them, they do Facebook. You are there. All they do is they spend money. All Fully does is to spend money. Once you are a frontline ambassador, you come to the zoo, as you're changing the papers, they're giving you $1 billion. Right? So they can feel, if they right now, let them mount their armor tanks and start shelling everywhere and killing everywhere. Believe me, no single British will report it. Not one. If you ask them, they say, oh, there are clear pockets of resistance. There are people who are that they will lie and no people will publish it. Because that's what I'm doing. We can never ever allow them to overrun us the same way that we overrun everybody else. Never. It's not happening in our land. That's what they're doing. They come, they intimidate, while the terrorists are busy building their settlements in our forests. If you talk to say we'll kill you, we are full and we will kill you, nothing will happen. Nothing is supporting us, we will kill you. There's a banditry in Nigeria has international direction. And I write it, all of you will swallow it hook like the fools you are. You will swallow it hook line and sinker. But there's some international. But before the time, were there no killings? Were there no killings? I'm asking. Before the killing, have you forgotten that the Yates Ghana said that very state belongs to them as right? Because they conquered it. The DSS bites him. The DSS invites the head of Yates when he said that they have not even about Benue State. That they conquered Benue State. The DSS bites him no. All of you don't want to reason. And why don't you want to reason? I have no idea. I have no idea. This is peace, peaceful movement, peaceful agitation, and they're killing us. And they won't say, oh, we killed them so much, let's kill them alone. No, they will keep killing. They will kill them. Because what they are looking for is your life. You are inconsequential. They want to deplete our numbers so they can say that we will fight to defend our life. That's what they're trying to do. And some of you are busy threatening them. You are busy tolerating them. And we can't have it anymore. Not at all. If they come to us, I will go after them as well. Until as well. Banditry has international dimension. And you believe in what you will believe in. Because people are daft and very foolish. People are daft and very, very foolish. Very sad indeed. Very, very sad indeed. But we must continue. We must continue. And let's tell you what happens to people who request. You know, remember, excuse me, remember, they did not start giving Southern Kanu today, did they? It's been a very long time. And I said to people, that is the way Fulanis operate. They keep suppressing you slowly, but consistently, they never fail. One Fulani, this commissioner asked they will keep sending them, they will keep suppressing you. Every point they stop you, they intimidate you, they beat you up. Nobody will rise up to say what I do is wrong. They have bribed your entire political class. They have intimidated them. Some of them, they have their compromising pictures. They have done everything to them, blackmailed them. So they won't talk. They have been really for Southern Kaduna. Doing it for years, they will kill nobody will talk. People go, Christians are being killed in Southern Kaduna. Let us do a video that will open doors in America. Let's go to a parliamentary committee and go to them in the UK and see what they can do. You have every parliamentary group, you have every meeting in war, you come back and they're killing you. And after years of killing and intimidation, you know what they have done. This will shock you. This is the reason why they are giving IPOB family members. They understand. What they are now doing is, let me tell you one thing. In 7 months, we have lost 104 communities 400 lives in Southern Kaduna, according to the Southern Kaduna president. He is even accusing El Rufai, chief terrorist, of backing ethnic cleansing agenda. This is the same man that wants to go to MBA, talk about the national debate. That is how they are. They are confusing you with their own words, telling you rubbish. Oh, it's your turn. It's come to the south. And thus you foolishly, you focus on that and your land is going. Now let me read this for you so you understand. Without IPOB, this is what our land would have become today. Because the Fulani understand that IPOB is a stumbling block. The only thing they need to do is to bribe Yoruba newspapers, and then they will be killing us, and they'll say, it's a clash, it's a clash. And they'll say it's a clash. You know what Britain will do? Britain will cut out that is the clash and send to London. And so they're a clash. To get the impression that IPOB is somehow armed and going to wage war, which is a lie. Now let me tell you what will happen to you. So all of you should go down on your knees and be praying for IPOB. Without us, people are gone. You are gone. Do you know how many villages we have saved? When some of you wake up in the morning, you no longer see any Fulani settlements. You know those that did it? You know those that did it? When you think it's Israel is there, miracles and wonders that did it. You think it is signs and wonders? You think so? All those days that you wake up in the morning, you no longer see Fulani settlements. What do you think happened? Or what do you think? We told them you can't be in our forest. Go to the town and live in the town, not in our forest. And we are driving them out. As a consequence of what they did at Enugu, everywhere they are, we are driving them out. We should live in town, not in our forest. Now you know what we've been doing. We will go to the university trying to confuse. We cannot get anything with them. Because they know their blood, their Fulani blood in them is telling them that this IPOB will not allow the father people to succeed. All this is fathered by the Benjamin. I am telling you tonight that there are some villages where people woke up no more family settlement. Now you know. Mad people everywhere. Jonathan Asake is the new president of Southern Kaduna People's Union, and in an interview he made it very, very clear that armed Fulani invaders have now killed more than 400 people between January and July in his area, and figures so far indicate that over 104 communities in 4 local governments, namely Kajuruchukwu, Kaura, and Zango Kabab, have been displaced. They have taken over their villages. That's what I want to do to us. It is called slow burning pressure. They keep putting pressure. The worst mistake you almost made, the worst of your lives was to prescribe. Because once the food is pressure, and they ask themselves, why is it that the food is never prescribed? Never prescribed all these things good in the north. But the Igbo governors, because they thought the same stupid mentality, they promised them presidency. They went to the 5 of them and said, no, 8 of them, 70 of them, and promised them. One of them, the presidency. So they are fighting with each other to see who will outsubdue the other. Who will carry these people one to the north. Look at where we are today. Look at where we are today. It is because they know they carried out this attack today in Enugu because they know we cannot allow all the settlements in our forest. They know IPOB will never wait. That's why they're killing. To stay in that intimidation war, if you keep killing them, they'll keep quiet like the HAUSA did. We'll overrun them. They'll keep quiet like South Kaduna. We'll take over the land. They'll keep quiet like Motor people and we'll overrun them. But they are mistaken. They are mistaken. Our people want us to come and tell them every baboon wants you to tell them what you've done today, what has IPOB done today, so they can go to the social media and write. Most of the things you do, you cannot see it. You cannot see it. But if you go to the villages concerned, if at all you are interested, you go and you will see it. You will see what we're doing. That Fulani cannot take a land, and they know it. not why I lead this movement. They know that it is impossible. They know it's impossible. We'll sacrifice the unsacrificable. They know it very well, but they cannot take our land. That's why they are busy. That's why they still go to harass, they shoot, they detain. How many foreigners are they detained? How many bandits do they go to those areas ravaged by bandits to grab their youth and put in prison? No. Ask yourself, why are they doing it in a land? Why? That tells you all you need to know. That these are the things that you must have in mind. They have not even over Southern Kaduna. And if we keep quiet, something will happen to us. But thankfully, we are not going to keep quiet. We are not going to keep quiet. In a democracy, they claim, this is how badly they have hypnotized everybody. You come in a land supposedly of 200 million people, you have people foolishly, and how they reason, how they behave, how they think, how they talk, will leave you perplexed. It will leave you perplexed. Mad people everywhere. Now listen, DSS invites 10 APC leaders in a important meeting. DSS is inviting APC. These days, before they even read the election, they tell you. They tell who is going to win. No wonder they are all camping and joining APC. This is supposed to be a democracy. This is the same electoral process that some people have staked their lives and their reputation upon. This is the same one who will come and vouch for the integrity of the electoral process. The same electoral process, DSS is inviting the ruling party, so to speak, asking them to come for a meeting. So they will read in broad daylight. And you will not. You will do nothing. As usual, you will do nothing. You will do nothing. And they will come, they will kill IPOB family members and leaders. This was a clash. Listen, my voice sounding echo. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean. I have no idea. Let us try this one and see this if it is way better. I have changed setting on the microphone to see if it is better. I have a new microphone. Maybe that could be the problem. We have a new microphone. That could be the problem. I have no idea. But we have changed the setting. We have changed it. Now listen, the Department of State Security, which is State Services or DSS, has invited candidates of APC for an important meeting. According to a letter from the security agency, the decisions that will attend the meeting scheduled to hold on Sunday, which is today, at the DSS Command Headquarters in Benin. There are all these groups, DSS, National Security Agency, National Intelligence, all this rubbish, but yet the same people heading all these agencies and the same people, they are the same people funding terrorists. But when they come to our land, the DSS is the DG of district. But they are the same people funding terrorism in the north. People don't want to understand what is happening. That the Fulanis are playing with your brain. You think you're defending Nigeria. What you're defending is one Fulani hegemony. One Fulani hegemony. One Fulani hegemony. They're inviting in broad daylight. They don't invite PDP, they only invited APC. So they can plan how to read in broad daylight. They read, after all, if they can put a mask on the face of somebody and turn around and say that that person is what you call, is dead behind it, that tells you all you need to know, isn't it? That tells you all you need to know about the foolishness and the stupidity of those in the Ghana Zoological Republic. That tells you all you need to know, isn't it? They're inviting them, and they will go there and they will plan how to read, they will read, and they will win. And now, I have given you an example of what happens when we keep quiet. Remember how they subdued the Christian Association of Nigeria. And look at how over the years they kept bombarding them. They kept using Yoruba journalists who are Muslims. People don't, oh my goodness, these people, they make mistakes. You people don't reason very well. Over the years, they kept bombarding Kanu. They kept bombarding until they reduced Kanu to none. That's how they work. That is their game plan, which some of you don't know, but which I'm telling you tonight. If you want to know how the Fulani operate, look at Southern Kaduna. Look at what happened in Plateau in Jos. I want you to look at now what is happening to the Christian Association of Nigeria and to the churches in June. I want all of you to pay very close attention. That is their method. They use intimidation. They have tried it on Haider, it didn't work. Now they are coming, don't rush shooting and killing people. So the parents will say, oh no, my child, don't go out. Don't join IPOB. So they can now come later with the terrorists take our land over. So that when our mothers are being raped in the farm, nobody help them. When our daughters are being abducted, there will be no IPOB to save them. Do you understand the game plan? That is how they work. Now, as a result of years of suppressing the Christian Association of Nigeria, they have now succeeded. They have gone for the kill. They say that Nigeria is a Muslim country, yes? They don't want any churches. But rather than come out and say, we don't want churches, you know what they have done? This is the brainchild of El Rufai. He's the one cooking all this rubbish. What they have done is to say, okay, since all of you are registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission, you are a registered charity. But mind you, no Islamic association is registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission. No. What they are saying here, now listen carefully for those of you who don't know. Remember when I said, and the level of condemnation I was expecting to trail these very innocuous announcements cannot happen from those I expected from. And that gave me cause for what I am concerned. Now listen, the Corporate Affairs Commission has said that those willing over the new Company and Allied Matters Act should better stop because there is no going back. You know what they have done? Do you know that you that go to Methodist Church, you go to Roman Catholic Church, you that go to Deeper Life or to Winners, do you know that an imam can now sit and become a board member in your church? And they will now know how much your church is making. They now have a say in how your church should spend their money. Are you aware of that? No, some of you don't know because you don't read. You don't follow politics. Everything in life is about politics if you don't know. I'm not asking you to go and join them, register and start voting on. But you must understand why they tell you, the evil plan, the deal that is holding the nation together. Biafrans, they are good business people because they don't want to come into the high plateau of politics. That is where decisions are made. Obasanjo was able to stop textile manufacturing in Aba with a stroke of the pen. They stopped the importation of stuff. Some of you don't know this, with a stroke of the pen. That is politics in action, to kill us and to finish us off. And that is why we stayed on. That we are studying, we have read, we have learned so much that is you can no longer deceive us. Because some of you, we are blind. When they were attacking Kanu, now they have rendered Kanu impotent. Kanu is not useless, and they have gone for the kill. What is that kill? The commission said it's only waiting for the legislature to gazette the bill before they implement it. Now, what does the bill say? All churches must henceforth subject their finances and expenditure for proper auditing and copies sent to us at the CAC. Chicken is finished. And it's the word of chicken because that is their language, that is what they use. It is finished. This is the final nail in the coffin. And now I want to tell all the mega pastors, all of you shouting hallelujah, every percent I've been about 4 days in a week, making your money, your tax and everything. The chicken has now come home to roost. You can understand it. You can now understand it. This is how they operate. They first of all subdue you. Once they finish doing you, when they now hit you, you will not have this to rise up. How many pastors have complained about this? This is how they take it over. Now, what they're going to say when they go to OIC meeting, which is of the Zone of Islamic countries, where they go, they say, no, don't worry, they have churches there, but they allow them. After this, that man is on their board of trustees. Now, you understand? Listen, the new legal framework applies to all organizations. Once you register as a association or NGO with CAC, they must audit you. Do you know why they're doing it? Do you know why they're doing all these things? People don't understand. They are doing it because they are afraid that funding to affect Fulani domination will come from abroad. So once you register with CAC, you can't even open a bank account until FCC controlled by Fulani. Everything is controlled by the Fulani until they give you the go-ahead. So if they now suspect that your organization is receiving funding from abroad to resist Fulani domination, they will ask you to submit your papers. Once you submit, close you down. Simple game. And somebody said to them that Christians all over the world are worried about the killing Christians in the zoo area. Because of that, they are going to give money to churches to build up, to shore up their defenses. Now they're telling churches, submit your account to us so we know where you get your money from. Do you see the game they are playing? Do you see the game they are playing? But sadly, some of us don't understand the game. They understand it perfectly well. They know that once Buhari died, nobody had the guts to stand up and say that Buhari died. Nobody, you saw him with his mask, with a hole in his neck. Every idiot, all the fools saying, oh, please, can you stop? Can you not see hole? His neck. Can't you see it? The hole of the mask. Can't you see it? Is that a human being? Once the Fulani is discovered that Nigerians are so cowardly and so foolish, and they use that, if you listen very carefully to El-Rufai, presidency is going to the south. So that way, Tinubu can hold very tightly, onto the list of all the journalists so they have to expose the truth. Something with the Fulefus campaign to the president. Do you understand it? That is their game plan. Meanwhile, you must give your account because you don't want to fight back. And today nobody is fighting back. All of you have been busted. It is only IPOB who is standing. Only IPOB standing. And they think they can get to us. No, they are mistaken. They are mistaken. They are mistaken. What is going to happen? Do you know what is happening? Do you know how toothless and useless that the Christian Association of the Zoo is? Do you know how hopeless they are? Sometimes I believe that the Kanu chairman was appointed by the Benjamin. They put there to destroy Christianity in the zoo. That means that they have put that food there. You know, they are thinking, the Muslims are making laws that are anti-Christian. And the only thing you can do is to say, we are considering legal action. That legal action, is it the same court of law that all the Muslims use the Sharia law to determine cases of the common law? Is that where you're going to go to? You're going to go to Abuja, where the head of the court, high court, is a Muslim from the north, head of the court, Muslim from the north, head of Supreme Court, Muslim from the north. How do you think you're going? In fact, by the time you file your whatever brief you need to file, they will keep adjourning the case until they implement everything and they take the body over. Britain has their share. They have told Britain has left the EU. So Britain needs a lot of cash, and that cash can come from the zoo, from sale of oil and gas. And they promise them anything you want will give to you. Just on a blind eye, give us this place. You know your servants. Give us this place, let's control it, and then you get anything you want. And that is what's happening today. Even the Christian Association of Nigeria, they only make noise when you criticize them, they start shouting and start talking rubbish. Now, look at the way Janjaweed, the cattle wearers, have subdued Christianity in the zoo, that Christians are worthless. They are not. They want to go to court to challenge a law. To challenge a law that the Muslims made. This is Nigeria. All of you say one Nigeria. This is the concept of one Nigeria. Then you will never know. You will never find out because you're not intelligent enough, you're not discerning enough to understand the Fulanis and how they play their game of conquest. Go and read their history. Some of you have no history. You don't have any knowledge of it. Go and read how Fulanis have managed with only cattle. Nama. Conquer all those that did conquer in the north part of the zoo. Because people are foolish. And that foolishness now transmitted to our people. But thankfully, or should I say thank Elohim, that IPD is here. That's why they have not taken us over. And they will never succeed. They understand. They will never. Every church, once you're registered with CAC, you are finished. And the funny thing is that if you do not register, you close down anyway. That is the price you pay for Nigeria. But your tiny peanut brain cannot understand that. You cannot begin to ask yourself, if the Saudis said they did not want Nigeria to become independent, that the British continue, how could today they are not interested? They now want Nigeria to be one. Nobody. Ask yourself why. Fulani will never support any patriotic act that will favor them. That is something you people don't understand. Everything they're doing is designed to make your lives miserable. These are the things you ought to know. These are the things you ought to understand. And these are the things we're teaching you this very evening. So that the world may know, that mankind may know that we have IPOB and that we're not going anywhere. We're going to match them every step of the way. I want to tell the Fulani Janjaweed, I pray and I tell you that God Almighty in heaven is with IPOB. I am now about to prove it to you that Elohim is with us. You are going to see what's going to happen to you. All of you in our land, looking for who kill, you are about to witness the might, the glory of God upon the lives of those that believe in Him. Now you are about to see. We don't think that all those people that you can see. Now listen, there is a plan to control all the monies going into the top churches. The top churches are targets because this very law by this funny government, they have been exploring ways to bring pastors under their control. Now they have found the means and they have done it. They have done it. They have succeeded in making all of you appear foolish. But thankfully, you have IPOB. You have IPOB, and none of this nonsense is going to happen. It can never ever work. Never ever work. One to support IPOB. But if you pretend and say, oh no, let us try and pull, of course, it will not succeed anyway. Let them pull down IPOB. You are never ever going to succeed. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. These are the things you must understand. Somebody who claims a special assistant to the 10th of the Jew, the dead Buhari, in whose name they are ruling, says that he supports the death penalty for blasphemy against Islam. And you are in a secular country. You are in a secular state. Sometimes black people understand what Fulani means to thrive is timidity and fear. That is why the dread terrorists, they need to terrorize you into submission. But it can't happen with us. The net can never happen with us. We are going to get an example with Enugu State. Enugu, they will learn from Enugu, not to mess with IPOB again. They will learn. Very hard way, of course. They will learn. They will learn. They are the ones who are stealing. That is what the funniest part is. Bring us your audit, but they are the ones who are stealing. Aisha went to go and do shopping in Dubai for a wedding, claiming it's not well. If you gobbled it up, nobody asked her with your illness. She went to do shopping for somebody's wedding in Dubai. Look at how they are messing up with your brain. Look at how you turned 200, or she said 130 million people into zombies. Into zombies who cannot reason very well. And once they get you there, anything they like they can do. Believe me, they can decide to put the goat up as your present. And then you say, of course, we welcome it. That tells you all you need to know about your stupidity and your hopelessness. But thankfully, I say we are here. And we will not even allow you to become as hopeless as you would get to be. Never. Senator uncovers multi-billion naira fraud in NTA. Who is in charge of NTA? Minister of Information. Who is that person? Lai Mohammed. These are the people saying, oh, Jonathan Jim was corrupt. Look, multi-billion, it is here. It's headline news. Senator, multi-billion fraud. You people, are you not tired of all this fraud everywhere? Are you not tired of the level of criminality going on in the zoo? Are you people not tired of the killings? Are you not tired of the indigenous populations being displaced by people from the Sahel? You people are not tired. That's why you're... And because they have noticed that you're so foolish and so cowardly, that is why they can now go to your church. Those places you think nobody can touch, they have now touched it. They have not gone to your church. Now you know why they're killing people. Now you know why they're killing IPOD. Now you understand. To see if they can intimidate us into being afraid so we won't do anything. Do you also understand it now? Do you see how they behave? Do you see how they reason? Do you see their mindset, how they operate? What they have their settlements, illegal settlements in the forest. And they're thinking, if we keep saying IPOB, they are the only ones who can save them. If we keep demonizing them, maybe and doing a slaves as we go on. And those slaves, God is our witness, we can never forgive them. Now that Abana has been raised in Enugu, anyone that comes into Enugu has to down. Any slave, it doesn't matter. Take the slave down. It's an order, direct order. We will hunt them down, all of them after the other. They are the ones that want our future to be the future of the Hausa and the Mazi. They are the ones that want our future to be like that of the southern Qatar, in southern Kaduna. They want our life to be as miserable as those who are in plateau, those whose lands have been taken over. These are the fools every blessed day. You hear them whining and talking, you don't understand. It is the Fulani blood them. Only do the war. These are the people that their mothers had to go and make these people to be able to get mulatu to eat. They don't pay to these idiots. They pay to them. They want us to come down so that their fathers can come to our villages and take over our land. Show them the pictures of all the places that have been taken over. Of course, some of them no longer exist anyway, and they won't exist. That thing they want to do to them, the land is our own. It is ours. As I said, the mistake that we made was not to continue to fight the war. After 1970, we should have continued. Maybe 6 more months, and would have been a few people today. They are stealing. They are the ones stealing. They are the corruption. They are the ones who are stealing. People are blind. They see it. Nobody will rise up and ask, all this multi-billion naira friend, NTA, like Mohammed, you are NTA chief. What happened to this money? What happened to it? They can never tell you. They're eating the money and telling you that we need to monitor your churches. We must monitor them. That's how they deceive all of you. That is how they deceive all of you. They are going to have elections. As Sheikh Rani quite rightly said, that even the coup in Mali is more peaceful than elections in the zoo. Every time you go through the same rubbish, the same violence, the same region, the same gate, the same phone and putting whoever they want in power. Every time they do it, every time all of you claim your legal luminous, your learned, your elite, your leader, you say all this nonsense, you keep quiet because all of you are compromised. But IPOE is uncompromisable. That is why we speak the truth the way it is. That is why we are who we are. Okay, you can't buy us. What do you have to buy us? You're born out, we are not afraid. Come to us. We have come to the work that Elohim in heaven asked us to do. And nobody, absolutely nobody, is going to stop us. It doesn't matter who you are. You can't stop us. We are now at the top of the hour. And before we bring this very program to a close, I have an announcement to make. From now, with immediate effect, and I want you always to issue a memo to that effect as well. Tari Nemi is now the new entire Nigerian coordinator. The whole team, Tari Nemi, is the whole coordinator from tonight. Everything about the zoo now goes through him. Tari Nemi is the zoo coordinator from tonight. Everything passes to him. I have getting some reports about some people who are now saying they are no longer, that they are Nyoma, and Nyoma is no longer evil. All the work we have done over the years, that Nyoma is no longer evil. Just say we don't get you. Pray very seriously. It seems to me that some people, they wake up one day and madness goes inside them and they start to talk and behave like idiots. You know, the big is Biafra land. And Nyoma is Igbo. You cannot change it. Even the name and Yoma itself, we discuss this with brothers over and over again. There are some idiots, as I keep saying all the time, as the Fulani Janjaweed we are sweeping through with the Front Army of Muhammad, they were impregnating idiots along the way and they went back to rubbish. If you don't know who you are, please go to Katsina and stay there. If you don't know who you go to Katsina and stay there. I understand there is a group, two groups, we call the Anyomis and Anyomadap, where idiots are messing up and doing all manner of rubbish. Then we don't catch you. Most people. That remains tonight, right now, with immediate effect. Entire you, what do you do? I expect everybody to be loyal to you. If you're not, you'll be removed. That's who we are. We have gone through a very delicate phase of this very struggle. I have no time for dissent, no time for rubbish. No, we are not in a democracy. Command and control. You cannot do your job, you get out. Command and control. That's what it is. We have succeeded so far, and we are going to succeed until we get the finished point, which is our freedom. On that note, we bring our position. And in fact, lest I forget, our Abia State Coordinator. Our Abia State Coordinator, please, very, very important. Very, very important. People, 7 IPOB family members abducted at Umuagara. The Nigerian police in Abakaliki abducted 7 people. I hope Britain is listening. Abducted 7 people. 7 people abducted. We also know what to do there. We'll also take them as well. So when the release of people will also release their own, it's as simple as that. They are trying to ferment trouble and they will get it. This trouble they are looking for them to get it. 7 people abducted for no reason, that is where they operate. Abia State Coordinator is no longer interim, substantive coordinator. Abia State Coordinator, substantive from tonight, substantive. Anything he says goes in Abia State, is as simple as that. On that note, to bring tonight's program to an end, our enemies are intensifying. So must we all now. All of us must now intensify. We have gone into that very phase that I said we're going to go into within 2 weeks. I told you it will happen. It has happened. We are now entering that phase. No IPOB guarding in any state for the time being until we finish the work we do there. Very, very important piece. And every Fulani settlement in the forest can no longer exist. As simple as that. Is that not? Thank you all very much for listening this very evening. And as always, do not forget that to most of you, this Biafra we seek may come to some of you as a nation, some as a country, some as agitation, or however you wish to interpret it. Some may even say Biafra of the mind. We'll come past that useless phase now. We are in the Biafra of the physical to make it manifest in our time by the grace of the Almighty in heaven. That is why to us, Biafra is much more than all of these things. To us, it is a religion. And here on Radio Biafra is where we worship, because Elohim Chukwupikadama is our God. From me, on a very, very sad day, not minding I will say the evening.
Here comes the time. The whole wide world will welcome the rising sun. Here comes the time for everyone to see that what will be. This is the time for you and I to stand together as one. Yeah. They will know. The sun is rising from east to west, from north to south. Yes, you see the sun is rising. All your ways you fly, and be proud of who you are. Because the sun is rising. It's shining so bright all over the world. We are rising. We spent our lives in pain amidst the rain. Never gonna trade our freedom with any victory. It's affecting our soul and it's killing us so slow. With what we've been through, we are far from being good, but we are blessed by you, go pick up Yama. So we're never gonna give up. We're never gonna give up. You're the light in the rain of the corner. You shine so bright all time. The whole wide world will embrace us. Nobody can stop us, nobody can cage us, nobody can stand us, yeah. They will know. The sun is rising. From east to west, from north to south. Can't you see the sun is rising? All your ways you fly, and be proud of who you are. Because the sun is rising. We're shining so bright, all over the world. We are the sun, we are rising. The windows and curtains, green lights every feeling. When I think about how blessed we are, this comes all over my body. Sunrise to the black side. Black friends for some great strife. Flashes upon flashes, many lives come to ashes. When I ponder one reminisce, the actions I see malice. Lord on the ground, this is how we fly. Our beautiful flag, all around the world. Lord on the ground, this is how we fly. Our beautiful flag, all around the world. We go carry the cross together, we walk through to Zion. The sun will rise. How do we do so? Never know. From east to west, from north to south. Can you see the sun is rising? I still wave your flag all over the world. Because the sun is rising. I still be shining so bright all over the world. We are the sun, we are rising. You know. The sun is rising. We can fly anywhere you are. You're the sun is rising. The sun is rising. Freedom, yeah. We are the sun, we are rising.
Good evening, wonderful people, great Biafrans, wherever you are on the face of this very planet Earth. Once again, we welcome you to another explosive, exciting, expository edition of our Wednesday live presentation on this glorious platform, this Radio Biafra, on this very day, Wednesday, the 23rd of September in the year of our Most High Elohim, 2020. The time now is exactly 6 minutes past 7 p.m. in the blessed land of Biafra. And I also imagine the same number of minutes past the top of the hour, regardless of where you are domiciled or where you are living. I welcome you sincerely and wholeheartedly. Therefore, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you. Radio Biafra is listened to across every time zone on the face of this very planet Earth that Chukwukikabiyama created. I welcome each and every one of you, and as I do so, I will please encourage you to welcome other people as well. If you're watching or listening via Facebook, on my wall, not minding all the suppressive activities of Facebook, I would encourage you to please try and share that as much as possible. I know most of you have now found a very safe home in IPOB Community Radio. Most of you are listening via that very platform. Some are listening via our satellite, even all the way to Europe. And I know that a greater majority of our people are listening via FM 102.1, depending on where you are, in Biafra land, in Lagos, in Abuja, and also in Kanu as well. We are broadcasting this very message that our people may become sufficiently enlightened to advise themselves that continued existence of the damnable zoological republic will mean their premature termination, not just of themselves, but their communities, their villages, and also their ethnic group as well, if care is not taken. Therefore, we are here to preach this very gospel of hope of redemption, a gospel of truth, and unblemished propagation of the gospel of the restoration of the kingdom of heaven upon the face of this very earth. Without further hesitation, we are going to pray. And after we must have finished praying, then we will go on to bring to you what we have in store for you this very day. Because we know that the whole world is waiting very patiently to hear this very gospel this evening. We are going to pray. I am going to pray a prayer of David. My favorite part of the Torah is the Psalms. I love them and I love praying with them. I am going to pray a prayer that I pray every blessed day of my life. It is Psalm 70. And I will pray it in the language of heaven. Some are reminding me that I have not introduced myself. I don't think that I need any further introduction, but for those who are joining us for the very first time, you're listening to the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra all over this very planet, the largest mass movement on the face of this very earth, bar none. I lead IPOB very graciously, of course. I also direct Radio Biafra and Biafra Television, but above all, and by the very special grace of the Most High whom we serve, a servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. Now we must pray. And I will pray in the language of heaven. Please, if you have a direct line to the Almighty in heaven, they will tell you that they are worshiping Him in this very language I'm about to pray in right now. The very oldest language on the face of this very earth, the language of the ancient people. Chineke nna nke pụrụ ime ihe niile, onye anyị na-efe wee na-akpụ isi ala nye. Chineke nna nke usu niile nke ndị agha, onye ndị Igbo na-etu ebighị ebi. Onye ọ bụ naanị ya kere ihe niile kere eke, mana o nweghị ihe ọ bụla bụ ihe kere ya. Ya onwe ya bụ onye nọ mgbe ji wee malite. Ọ bụ naanị gị bụ isi mbido, naanị gị bụ ọgwụgwụ nke ndụ mmadụ dị ndụ. Chineke nna nke ụmụ Israel, Chineke nna nke kere eri, Chineke nna nke ndị Biafra, Chineke nna onye na-adịghị agharịpụ ndị ya, onye okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị eze ndị nsọ, gị onwe gị bụ onye mmụọ na mmadụ na-akpụ isi ala nye, ka ị wee mụọ ọsịsọ ezi Chineke nna bi n'igwe, ka ị bịa zọpụta ụmụ gị bụ ndị Biafra na ndị niile bụ ndị nọ na mkpagbu n'obodo ekwensu bụ Nigeria nke mmadụ dị ndụ mere, n'ihi na ọ bụ naanị gị na-eke obodo, ọ bụghị mmadụ dị ndụ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị ka iwe gbatara anyị ọsọ enyemaka na ndị iro abatawa anyị n'ime ha, gbụwa anyị okirikiri, wee jide ụmụ gị wee na-ala ha n'iyi, wee jide ọbara ndị nsọ wee were ya wee na-akwafu nna nke ebere, n'ihi na o nweghị mgbe ọbụla ọ bụ uche obi gị iwere anyị wee nyefee n'aka ndị iro, ndị a na-ebighị ugwu, ụmụ ekwensu, ụmụ ọchịchịrị, kama ọ bụ site na nnupụ isi anyị na mmehie anyị, iwe na-ata anyị ahụhụ wee ruo n'ụbọchị nke taa, kama anyị wee na-agwa gị ezi ebube dị ngọzi n'ụwa niile na-ege anyị ntị, na anyị na-ewere ihe niile nke anyị ụwa anyị bụ wee nyefee gị na ọ gbadara aka gị nna nke ebere, n'ihi na ọ bụ naanị gị nna nke igwe ka ihe niile kere eke na-erubere isi. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị ezi ebube dị ngọzi ka i wee tinye ndị dị etu a n'ụzọ ihe nakwa ọgba aghara, bụ ka ha rapụ ndị na-achụgharị anyị mgbe niile, ka ha wee memile anyị.
ka iwe chụghachi ndị dị etu azụ dị ngozi ka iwe tinye ndị dị etu a n'ụzọ ihe nakwa ọgba aghara bụ ka ha rabụ ndị na-achụgharị anyị mgbe niile ka ha wee memile anyị ka iwe chụghachi ndị dị etu azụ chi ndị iro anyị azụ ka ụgwọ ọrụ ndị dị etu a wee buru ihere nke onwe ha ka ha rapụ ndị na-achị anya ọchị mgbe niile na-asịlịkwa ka ọnọdụ ha dị kama ka anyị onwe anyị bụ ndị na-achị irughị bụ ụmụ Chineke bụ ndị nwe obi aṅụrị na obi ụtọ n'ime gị anyị onwe anyị bụ ndị nwe ezi ịhụnanya ebe nzọpụta gị nọ ọ bụ ya mere mgbe niile ka anyị na-ekwu ukwe wee na-abụ abụ wee na-eweli olu anyị elu na-asị onye nwe anyị bi n'igwe ka anyị jaa gị mma Chineke nna bi n'igwe ka anyị jaa gị mma ọkaka ka anyị jaa gị mma nwanne otu onye n'ihi na anyị bụ ụmụ ogbenye nweghị ihe ọbụla nke anyị nwe anyị wee na-arịọghị ka iwe gbatara anyị ọsọ enyemaka ọsịsọ n'ihi na ọ bụ naanị gị bụ Chineke na nke pụrụ m ihe niile ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye enyemaka ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye nzọpụta ọ bụ naanị gị bụ Elohim Adonai El Shaddai biko atụfukwala mgbe dị ọsọ ezi ebube dị ngozi ka Biafra wee bịa ka anyị wee jaa gị mma wee too gị ọbụla dị ka ndị mmụọ ozi si wee na-agba oche oze gị okirikiri na nke bred ngozi wee na-asị na ede nsọ ka anyị onwe anyị bụ anụkpa ahụ n'elu ụwa wee si etu a wee jaa gị mma ezi ebube dị ngozi ka otuto niile na nsọpụrụ niile ịja mma niile bụrụ nke naanị gị onye nwe m ugbu a ma ruo mgbe niile ebighị ebi ka anyị na-arịọ gị ise the language of heaven. If you pray in this very language, anything you ask for will be given to you. If your heart is clear and your mind is pure, that I can assure you, there is nothing that I pray for that I do not get. Absolutely nothing. Anything I ask for, I get it. I pray in this very language of heaven, the language of the ancients. If you want to know how to ask God for something and is granted, go and study the secrets of David. David is about the only person that knew how to speak to Elohim, and all his wishes was granted. Thank you very much. I welcome each and every one of you. All of you, wherever you are this very evening, you must get your pen and paper ready because we are about to educate even the uneducatable. We are going to educate them this very day. We are going to speak the whole truth and nothing but the truth. A justification of everything we have been preaching from day one. I am starting today's program with that very letter that I now believe has gone viral. You know, sometimes I wonder only if we can reason properly, only if black people can reason properly and discern, only if we can read between the lines, can we then appreciate the magnitude, or should I say, the importance of this very correspondence from the very Baroness Cox, a woman that I met. I think that was last year. I went to the House of Lords and we met her, myself, and my immediate younger brother, as a matter of fact, accompanied me on that very trip, and also Solomon Ebu as well, who is our Manchester coordinator. We went to go and see Baroness Cox, and she spoke very well, very eloquently, very grand. And I knew immediately that she was a woman of immense courage and integrity. And today, I believe with the writing of this very letter to Patricia Scotland, who is the Secretary General of the Commonwealth, that she has justified my faith in her. She has justified my faith in her. And I wish that a lot of people can come up, not too long ago, just a few days ago, so to speak, the U.S. ambassador made history as being the first person, not just the first woman, but the very first person to guarantee what may resemble free and fair elections in the damnable zoological republic. And now that has been followed by Baroness Cox. I don't know the influence that women are having. I wouldn't say they're inordinate, but I do welcome all of them. And we are going to analyze this very correspondence this evening to lay a very clear and unmistakable foundation as to the direction the zoo is headed and what we all need to do individually and collectively to ensure the survival of our respective ethnic groups and our respective nations that lured unceremoniously bound together in the British colonial experiment that they also christened Nigeria. Baroness Cox of the House of Lords of England, of course, of the United Kingdom, wrote to Right Honourable Patricia Scotland QC, the Secretary General of the Commonwealth, whose office at Marlborough House in London is W1 Y5HX, a place I know very well, having lived there for very many years. And Baroness Cox started by saying, or by addressing her letter to Patricia. She said, "Dear Patricia, we write, we meaning herself and a few other parliamentarians in the UK, we write to highlight urgent concerns about escalating violence in Nigeria, where attacks led by Boko Haram, Fulani herders, and other Islamist militia continue in northern and central belts, with reports of increasing violence in the southeast. For the very first time, they acknowledge that there is violence being visited upon our people by the Janjaweed military, the army, and the police." You must listen very carefully in this letter, and also for the very first time coming from people that we consider to be part of the British establishment, a recognition that despite the coloration by some sections of the Zoo media in terms of the description of those carrying out all these heinous attacks as Fulani herders, for the very first time they acknowledge that Fulani people are the ones killing, pillaging, maiming, and sacking towns and villages. At the risk of sounding like an ethnic bigot, which is what they often accuse me of, but the truth of the matter is that each and every of the now 7 terrorist groups in the zoo are all funded and staffed by Fulani people. And as I said, for the very first time, I know that the Foreign and Commonwealth Office will disagree with this. I know that those of them who work in their foreign missions, who get, should I say, quite a sizable chunk of bribe money from the Fulani Caliphate, will disagree with this. Anybody who is against it is in the payroll of the Janjaweed. You must understand this. For the very first time, they acknowledge that attacks from Boko Haram, of course, but from Fulani herders. They called a spade, which is why I have regard for this very letter. If not, I wouldn't have read it out. And all that Islamist militia, which is also a recognition that Muslims are killing Christians in the zoological republic called Nigeria. For the very simple reason that the government, the army, the police, the customs, the navy, every paramilitary organization, every organization that bears arms in the zoological republic have all been Islamized. They are all staffed and led by Muslims from the Sahel. And they will kill for their religion. Under the cloak or cover of one Nigeria, they are now executing their master plan of conquest and forced Islamization. And I congratulate these parliamentarians in the UK for recognizing that. The reason why this letter is very important is because never, I cannot recall in the history of the zoological republic where parliamentarians from the UK have risen with one accord and one voice to condemn what is happening in the zoo, or what their puppets, their lapdogs, the Fulanis are doing. It's never happened before. This is the very first time it's ever happened. You must listen very attentively. For the very first time also, they acknowledge Biafra. Of course, they cannot mention Biafra, they said Southeast. They know there is violence there. So all the tweeting we've been doing, all the campaigning, everything that everyone has been doing, not just us, there are a lot of people who are working very, very hard to convey this very message. And also, especially those of them from the Middle Belt, the very team led by T.Y. Danjuma, of course, that went to see them a while back. And they listened to him because he is one of them, and they believe him. And that is the main thrust of this very letter. Not thrust, but thrust, T-H-R-U-S-T. Please, I must be quoted correctly. Now, I continue with this very letter. According to a report by the UK All-Party Parliamentary Group, APPG, for International Freedom of Religion or Belief, entitled Nigeria Unfolding Genocide. Do you know the funniest thing about it? This was the same genocide that was visited upon Biafra, because if you recall many years ago when I used to pray on this very platform, I said, "Dear God in heaven, allow all those who connived and conspired with our enemies to bring evil upon your children to experience the same thing we had gone through." Anybody who is an avid listener or follower of this very platform, Radio Biafra, will understand that in times gone by, that used to be my prayer. I don't pray that prayer today because the suffering is enormous, it is too much. But now there is an acknowledgement by the powers that be in the UK, those that created the Zoological Republic, that there is unfolding genocide. Unfolding genocide. An acknowledgement from a quarter that hitherto will do everything within their powers to deny Fulani atrocity. And make no mistakes about it, all the atrocities happening in the Zoological Republic is as a result of Fulani Janjaweedism. They want to terrorize you, they want to suppress you, they want to intimidate you, they want to colonize you, they want to take over your land, and they want to annihilate you. That is the way they operate, that is who they are. And that is how they will continue to be until somebody puts a stop to them, which is exactly what we are doing. Now listen to this very report. And I want it published on my page, please, so that people can follow accordingly. I don't know what other platforms there are that this very publication, I'm sure that most of you have seen it. But the only reason why I'm having to do this analysis is because I don't think that they did justice to it. They do very well, most of them, but I don't think that they quite handled this properly. Thousands of civilians have been killed, and elements of the Nigerian government may be complicit in violence. What it means is that for the very first time also from Britain, there is an acknowledgement that Aso Rock itself, the Fulani people in Aso Rock, they call them the presidency, the cabal, they are part of the violence. This is something that people would now need to acknowledge and, should I say, formulate a plan that neutralizes this very governmental complicity in the spread of terrorism in a place that they call a country or a nation. Now, these MPs and House of Lords members can see very clearly. Some of us don't understand English language very well, and most of these letters are couched in what is called diplomatic speak. So you may not understand it unless you delve into it and begin to strip off all the layers of niceties. But in this very letter, they have dispensed with all of that. They have gone straight to the point. They are saying that this APC government, this government that you call Buhari, the dead man who is in Saudi Arabia, this government of Fulani Cabal, this government of Abakari, this government of Issa Funtua, this government of, what is the name again, Mamandaura, this government of the Sultan of Sokoto, of the Fulani Redentists, that they are complicit in the killing of their own people, assuming you regard the Zoo Nigeria as one country. These are people, you must understand that these are people who wouldn't normally be critical of a Fulani regime because they benefit from it. For them to come out so explicitly and boldly to condemn what is quite rightly unfolding genocide in the zoo tells you the extent of the damage that the Fulani Janjaweed has done to people in that damnable Zoological Republic. This very group, as their letter goes on to say, the APPG's concerns reflect the findings of a report by Amnesty International. The report is titled, "We Dried Our Tears, Addressing the Toll on Children of Northeast Nigeria's Conflict," which concludes, listen very carefully, which concludes that the Nigerian Armed Forces, the Nigerian Army led by Buratai, have committed war crimes and crimes against humanity during their operations. They have never fought any foreign war. They have never conquered any piece of territory for the zoo. They have not done anything gallantry worthy of mention. They have not exhibited their heroics anywhere else in the world. Only, I am telling you, in the second paragraph, it says that the Nigerian government is complicit in the genocide going on in Nigeria. Third paragraph, the Nigerian army itself asking for weapons from China, asking for weapons from Czech Republic. They have committed war crimes. In other words, anybody supplying arms to the Nigerian army or Nigerian police are complicit in the genocide, or should I say the war crimes that these people are committing. Now you understand it. And you must now see the need and reason why we must resist. We must resist the Zoo army. We must resist them. With the last drop of our blood, we must resist them. Because they are war criminals. That is what they do. Because they got away with crimes against humanity in the Northeast, they brought that also during their Python dance. And Britain was doing all they can to protect them. Britain knows the government, or should I say the administration of Cameron, the administration of Theresa May, and now also Boris Johnson, they are fully aware of the genocidal tendencies of Asarok. They are aware of it. They are all aware of it. But they have chosen to do nothing. Therefore, we thank these parliamentarians. They went on to say that the Nigeria's former Chief of Staff, Lieutenant General Theophilus Danjuma, whom some of us have met and spoken to, says the armed forces are not neutral. They collude. You must understand. T.Y. Danjuma was the man that killed Ironsi. T.Y. Danjuma is a hater of Biafrans. I must tell you this very clearly. Maybe not anymore because they've apologized, and we accept it. But I'm telling you that this man served in the military. He was part of Arewa. They thought that they are from the north, that Arewa will welcome them, that they are part of Fulani. They never knew that Fulani had ulterior motive, that Fulani even had a plan to swallow them as well. You must listen very carefully this evening. This letter is very, very huge. Only if I know after analyzing this letter, Fulani will do what they do best. They will pump money into the UK. They will pump money into the Foreign and Commonwealth Office. They will give so much money to the British High Commissioner in Abuja. They will pump money. They will bribe every newspaper. That's what they do best. People don't understand. That is what they do. The people who are signatories to this letter are those they could not bribe. I live in the UK and I've been meeting these people since 1997. I know them very well. You must listen very carefully, please. Danjuma said that the army in Nigeria is not neutral. Danjuma said they collude. Who are they colluding with? With the terrorists. That is why the army will now go and say terrorists have repented, they can now join the army. They are colluding. Therefore, when you see a military Hilux van in Asa, or see a military Hilux van leaving 82 Division in Enugu, you don't know if they are terrorists, you don't know if they are genuine army. Nobody knows anymore. The lines are blurred. When you see a soldier now in the zoo in Nigeria, you don't know if that soldier is there to fight terrorism or if that soldier is there to commit terrorism. You have no idea. These are the things people don't know. That is why our people must resign from the army. That is why everybody in the Middle Belt must resign from the army. That is why everybody from the West, Yoruba land, Oduduwa, must resign from the army. Because the more you are in the army, the more you are giving them credibility or this veneer of one Nigerian army, the more terrorists infiltrate the army, and the more they are using the cloak or the cover of the army to land grab, to go to your villages and kill you. From T.Y. Danjuma, a supporter of one Nigeria, someone who has benefited so much that he has an oil well, he has his own oil well. He's a multi-billionaire. He's not doing anything with money. If anybody has any vested interest in the sustenance of the Zoological Republic, Danjuma should be one of them. But he is not happy anymore. Because now, that very lion they've been feeding, which is Fulani Janjaweedism, is now about to consume them. That was why he said the army of Buratai is not neutral, and they collude in the ethnic cleansing. Even in the riverine states, they would not say Biafra, they say riverine. Are you listening? By Fulani headers. He insists, that is Danjuma, that villagers must defend themselves. So even our dragon flag we have raised, Britain is aware, the whole world is aware that we must defend ourselves. If you don't defend yourselves, you will be swallowed alive, you will be killed, you will be emasculated, your villages will be sacked, your communities decimated, your land taken over, and those of you who are lucky to survive, or should I say unfortunate to survive, you will become Islamized. It's here. You must defend yourselves, because depending on the armed forces will result in them dying. If you depend on Nigerian army to defend you, they are the terrorists themselves. You will die one by one. The ethnic cleansing must stop, according to this very letter to Commonwealth. I'm not sure they'll do anything. After all, Baron Scotland held the zoo will give her, if they used to give her £1 million before, they'll give her £5 million now. I know them, that's what they do. I know the man responsible for distributing the money. He's also a member of the House of Lords. When the time comes, I will give you complete revelation as to who these people are. I will name the consultancy firms they're using in London to bribe the lawmakers. So Fulani can slaughter all of you. You will not hear Boris Johnson condemn it. You will not hear the Foreign Office come out and say what is happening in Nigeria is wrong. They will never say it, because money is pumping in. There is free oil, free gas. As long as free oil, free gas is coming, courtesy of Fulani presidency, they have no worries. All of you can die. Now listen. Continuation of this very letter. The state's failure to protect its citizens is a clear breach of its obligations under the Commonwealth Charter in respect of human rights. Now there is a wide acknowledgement that Nigerian army is not going to defend you. Instead, they will kill you, they will rape you, they will help the Fulani terrorists to take over your land. Are you listening? This is from white people that don't like Biafra. This is from white people that hate the notion of an Igbo man ever coming up in life. They don't like it. They don't want to hear it. Their hatred for Biafra is total. So anything that's prompted them to say or write this is enormous. For parliamentarians in England to come up to write this, oh my goodness. That means that some of you don't even know what is going on the ground. These are people that they created Nigeria, they built it, they packaged it. They wanted it to have, should I say, undue influence in the affairs of Africa, so that Britain can control Africa through Nigeria. It's a very simple. They wrote it down. That was what, in their official documents that I have seen, Britain said, we want to build a huge country in Africa that can wield influence, and through them we can control the whole of Africa. Now you can imagine. We continue. They have failed. Now they concluded by saying there is now an urgent need to ensure adequate protection and aid for those suffering the loss of family members and the destruction of their homes and livelihood, and to end impunity by ensuring that complaints related to human rights violations are promptly, independently, and impartially investigated, and those responsible are held to account after their trials. No one was held to account. When IPOB was shouting and telling you what was coming, they brought Operation Python Dance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then our Dudual friends and brethren, they were busy laughing and clapping. Some in the middle belt were busy laughing and clapping, as they used to say where we come from. They said that somebody to translate in English, please. Somebody should translate. Somebody should translate for the world to understand. Today, when IPOB was fighting Fulani Janjaweed, we were protesting, we were rallying, we were marching, telling you that death is coming. Some people in Yoruba land said, no, leave them, let's see, it's a secessionist. until Fashoranti's daughter was slaughtered by Fulani people. Until Fulani now occupy some forest in Yoruba land. Now their eyes opened. The Middle Belt were rejoicing after they were against Biafra, they were against everything to do with Biafra and freedom, until Mietiala got into their villages and their communities, raped their children, abducted them, dismembered them, slaughtered them, took over their land, renamed it. Then their eyes opened. That thing we saw, many years ago, you are only now discovering. And I say good morning to all of you, and I welcome you with open arms. Now, we can join forces and fight this monster together. And the only thing that is making them to survive, the only thing that is sustaining this Fulani hegemony, is the stupidity of some of the Efulefus buried in all these ethnic groups, all of them. Some more than the other. I can assure you. Some more than the other, I can assure you. But we're going to deal with all of them. In conclusion, they wrote, we write therefore to ask whether you are able to respond on behalf of the Commonwealth and to raise these urgent concerns with the Commonwealth Ministerial Action Group. We will be very willing to meet in person or perhaps more practically online via Zoom to discuss how we might proceed. This, as I told you about Britain and the white people, if you remember, a long time ago as well. I said, no matter how bad they are, I told you about England, no matter how bad they are, they have conscience. One day they will rise up and say that what is happening is bad, and they have done it. That's one thing about them. I told you that's one thing I admire about them. No matter how bad they are, one day they will rise up and say enough is enough. That was how they ended slavery. People went to court and argued in England that slavery was inhuman and inhumane. And they ended it. It's a country that, respects logic and reason. And now they have come to the conclusion that this cannot continue. They need a country or a nation exists to protect the people. When that state can no longer protect the people, that state loses or ceases to hold the legitimacy to be called a nation or a government. Do you understand it? If you cannot protect lives and properties, that state should not exist. That is why you have failed states. States that can no longer guarantee the safety or well-being of its citizens and their properties. That's all. Is it happening in the zoo? Is it because you hear the little ones that you hear because of social media? If not, you will hear nothing. The killings will continue, nobody will talk. Britain is getting oil and gas, so why bother? If America wants to decide, please, don't even go there. It's our territory, it's our area, we'll colonize that week. Britain says, what are you going to teach us about Nigeria? I remember once, American diplomats were clamoring and saying that something needs to be done about Nigeria. I remember then, I saw the dispatch. Britain said to them, why are you bothered about Nigeria? We created Nigeria. They did not create Nigeria. Those black people did not. We created them. Do you know them more than us? And America kept quiet. And it's a very valid point. That Nigeria, you have a name today, answering Nigerian, is because Britain created you. You didn't create yourself. Let us be honest about this. All these people telling you about being patriotic, one Nigeria. I'm asking you, did you create yourself? Nigeria is about to be 60 years old. Is that correct? They said it's 60 years anniversary of Nigeria. Is that not correct? 60 years. So how about your father that is older than 60? Who is he? Or who was he? These are the things that, because we are black people, our reasoning, our mental faculties, our reasoning process doesn't extend beyond 1960. Ask yourself this question. Those of you clamoring for one Nigeria, saying Nigeria has to be one, despite all these impunities as chronicled by British parliamentarians, are you telling me that something that was created, or should I say, came into formal existence in 1960 and has represented only misery? Nigeria has only meant misery, death, and ethnic cleansing, genocide. Can somebody name one good thing about this zoo in Nigeria? Nothing. Now, why are you sustaining it? That is the question any logical person will ask. When you're in a marriage that is not, that is no longer, should I say, serving your interest. You leave. Is that not correct? Everywhere in the world, the essence of having one Nigeria has been defeated. There is no need for it anymore. Let people go back to where they come from before the white man came. Because by allowing Nigeria to continue to exist, what you're doing to yourself is that you are denying your heritage, your culture, who you are, and your traditions. You are saying that you don't exist. You're handing over all you are, your essence, to the British. That's what it means. You're saying you are my creator. Britain, oh Lord God, Britain, you are my creator. Anything you say we should do is what we are going to do, because they created you. Remember that when God made the heavens and the earth, God gave Adam the power to name things. And God said to Adam, all these things you own, so name them according to the scriptures. Adam started naming everything. So whoever gives you a name, own you. That is why when you're a child, when you're born, they ask your mom and your dad, well, what is this baby's name? They won't go to ask any other person, and your dad will give you a name, or your mom will give you a name, or they will jointly give you a name, and that is the name you're going to bear until you become an adult. If you don't like that name, you now do a deed poll and you change it, because you are now an adult. Zoo at 60, still answering a name that nobody can actually stand up and defend. And you're telling me that you're matured? Of course you're not. Now, as always, it will take the intervention of white people to help us. It took white people to stop slavery. Blacks did not stop slavery. White people did. Britain promulgated a law banning slavery. In America, the same thing. Abraham Lincoln went to war to stop slavery. White people did something about it. All we do as black people is to lament, to complain. We never go the extra mile to put an end to what I call established injustice. It is now taking the intervention of white people in England, Baroness Cox, Lord Alton of Liverpool, Baroness Kennedy, Jim Shannon, Lord Williams, Lord Carey, Dr. Christopher Coxworth, Philip Mount Stevens, Lord Stoddart, Lord Anderson, Lord Cormac, Sir Geoffrey Nice, Ayo Adedoyin, Emilia Ochab, Mervyn Thomas. In fact, do you know what I find astonishing here? At least there is an Oduduwa person here. Yoruba man's name is here. But we have Igbo, IGBO. I know that Honora, what's her name? Is it Kate Honora? She's answering from Newcastle. She's there, but she is not here. She has collected her own money from Nigeria. But at least Oduduwa is here. Ayo Adedoyin is here, who represents the International Organization for Peace and Social Justice. We have an Igbo woman in the House of Commons. I think it's Kate Honora. I stand to be corrected. She cannot join. She has collected her own money and gone to sleep as her village is being ravaged by Fulani terrorists. That is our people for you. That is how we are. It is taking white people, to come to Africa to save Africans from themselves. The same way that U.S. ambassador to Nigeria, the U.S. ambassador in Abuja, was the one white woman responsible for the first free and fair elections in living memory. One white woman, one single white woman. Now, whites are coming to save you. Tell me why they will not feel superior to you. Tell me why they will not feel that they own you.
Good evening. I'm watching I can do. Hey, okay. I'm the fearless IPOB evangelist, Mazi. I'm a homeland broadcaster on the IPOB. I'm watching I can do. Hey, okay. I'm the fearless IPOB evangelist, Mazi. I'm a homeland broadcaster on the IPOB. I'm watching I can do. Hey, Okay, I'm the fearless IPOB evangelist, Mazi Marabtin. I'm a homeland broadcaster under IPOB. I'm watching I can do. Hey, okay, I'm the fearless IPOB evangelist, Mazi Marabtin. I'm a homeland broadcaster under IPOB. I'm watching I can do. Hey, okay, I'm the fearless IPOB evangelist, Mazi Marabtin. I'm a homeland broadcaster under IPOB. I'm watching I can do. Hey, okay, I'm the fearless IPOB evangelist, Mazi Marabtin. I'm a homeland broadcaster under IPOB. I'm watching I can do. Hey, okay, I'm the fearless IPOB evangelist, Mazi Marabtin. I'm a homeland broadcaster under IPOB. I'm watching I can do. Hey, okay, I'm the fearless IPOB evangelist, Mazi Marabtin. I'm a homeland broadcaster under IPOB. Hey, okay, I'm the fearless IPOB evangelist, Mazi Marabtin. I'm a homeland broadcaster under IPOB. And when I take the oath to this year, not here. Mba afọ ụnyaahụ ọ ya nwe ajụ ọkwa gị nwere take ibe this year unu ga take go ebe anyị n'ọrụ na ga take oath ebe ahụ na you for this year okay onwe onye ọzọ mba o mego nna ikwu let us move this year ka a na-ekwu kedekwanụ ka o jiri ọnụ ya kwuo ọnụ ka anyị mara ebe anyị na-aga take go oath this year.
Sorry, sir. Why, sir? Auntie, the good now, I need a hundred.
Ogula, I am sorry, ma. Let us move. Kaina, this year. No, I take it. No, I take it. John E. will be low. John E. will be low. Okay, let us move. Ndị wonu ụmụ Chineke na-achọ ihe na-achọ o take go oath ịmara ihe anyị na-eme proceedings. Good evening from here. I am from Ndị Agbo is na Aniri is a local government in Oji River Province, Biafra land. I know under IPOB and may broadcast live na Biafra land. Ụmụ Chineke, you are highly welcome to this very evening. I think my voice is coming out clearly. People should no, not you. People should report from there. Please report from there. I want to be sure of the broadcast. I don't think Facebook will allow me to see your comment. I can see it now. Thank you. Good evening. Day one. Thank you. It's all right. So in the very battle I know until Biafra is restored. Nnamdi Kanu na detention, right? And the Haider, he is critically ill. And the president, Monti Akebeko, Hamariola, Hakukashira here, na Kenya, on a near Subu, with the pains, right? Then, my need the urgent heart surgery. Okay? But, all the battle they have. That is why Oji need the Onua. Because now, the more the more enemy Nnamdi all the strong. Because I meet here for negotiation. They discuss Biafra. Near director, they discuss Biafra. Biafra una ane meet here na Nigeria. Kedu the freedom nature. Eyotra. And you can get here. Emerege here igala. Emerege here iga happen Biafra. You simba no ihe di otu aka game. Right? Not of Biafra. So all meet here. Owu na okwegi betray anyị otu ọ nọ na otu ọkwa ịhụ na ọ nọ na otu Nnamdi Kanu nọ dị na ya nwa ga-ebetray Biafra so ọwụ gị nwa onye naanị dị free na ọwụ naanị gị nwa ka o tekiri otu o so na otu anyị and also na ọ ga-adị subordinate to the people of Biafra ya bụ na ọ ga-emere anyị ọ ga-enupụrụ anyị isi right? So ọkwa otu ya nwa dere but still ọ nọkwa there the otu wetakwara into submissive ọ dịkwa loyal to anyị nwa as a servant but hence ha na-ahụ na anyị dị strong ịma etribate ha na federal government tribate DSS na a ga-emebi IPOB because imebi IPOB strength Nnamdi Kanu agụgụ ọwụ fiscal muscle ọ ya mere iji nwee ndị na-eti mkpu ma Simon Ekpa ugbu a ọkụ ha anyụọla ihe ha dị after to blackmail IPOB leadership ka ihe etie ha ekwesịghị in order from them take ndị ihe niile a na-akwụ onye awụ onye oshi onye abitere ya onye awụsabụ onye for complete 2 years onye ha ka ị na-akọ only blackmailing ọkwa ya ọtara then ị na-ekwu blackmailing ị na-ekwukwe na free Nnamdi Kanu ugbu a na ịhapụgo free Nnamdi Kanu dọwazie Biafra na Nnamdi Kanu ịchọkwa nke ọ pụta kekwana ihe ọ na-abịa ịdọ ọkwa ya ọtara ịnọgode enye ha 150 days mgbe Biafra ga-abịa o meela expire na 5th of this month oya 150 days ya anyị ji na-ekwu ihe ndị awụ ka for the fact na ị remain ị dapụghị ị nwere lock because short ọwụ lock Chineke gọziri iso na ndị echuzuru because why this time chaf ga-adapụ chaf niile adapụla and ọ ka nwee ndị ka ga-adapụ ha ga-adapụ because director a ga-edu chaf ọ ga-edu chaf ebe ahụ ọ nọ the whole chaf na-adapụ because ọ pụtara na onidi ihe na-enye anyị nsogbu so onye ọbụla edeceive nwụrụ ka bụ problem ya onye dịkwanụ chọpụtakwa na edeceive ya akwụrụkwa fine because federal gọọmenti na Nnamdi DSS na Kanu kwuru n'aka na ha ga-emebi IPOB ya gwa ha na ị ga-emebi nwe ya n'imebie ya sọrenda ya kwụsị Biafra ọ bet anyị na ha na-alụ afọ ya ndị onweghị ha na-ekpe director ekpechala ya owinigo ihe a nọzọ mebi IPOB ọ pụta ka ọ dị empty because ọ pụtaghala onwezi ndị ọ na-edu onwezi pawa and ihe anyị ọ tara ahụhụ for years ịgada ka ha bịara skata esowe onye a nwaanyị na ihe niile ya akọ director ga na-ezikwa IPOB ozi onwe ka iziga ozi because ọ na-eduwa IPOB na chaji e nyere na kọtụ n'ọwụ leader of IPOB onwe ihe ọzọ ọ na-edu ọtara na and ị mara onye ọbụla mụ na Eastern Region wa IPOB by birth but e nwere IPOB family members Nnamdi Kanu na-edu maka Dave Umahi ọkwa IPOB by birth Hope Uzodimma wa IPOB by birth right ugwu anyị wa IPOB by birth Okezi Ikpeazụ IPOB by birth but not led by Nnamdi Kanu ọ naghị edu ha o nwere ndị ọ na-edu ihe ọbụla ị metere ọ ga-azanwu kesi ihe m metere n'aha freedom fighting mmere na IPOB ga-akọmandị gị so that ihe ọbụla ị na-emenwu ha ọ ga-azanwu kesi ya but ọ nweghị ihe ọbụla onye Igbo metere ka ọ ga-aza kesi ya do na ịwa IPOB by birth ọkwa ịghọtara ma ọ bụ ihe onye Ijọ metere ọzawa mba ihe ọ na-aza kesi ya during struggle ọwụ your personal life mmadụ gawa oshi na ọ gbasakwa anyị ị ga-anọkwa na m gaa robbery na IPOB ga-edi na-akwa m because anyị na-emeghe robbery anyị na-eme kidnapping ịghọtara imegharị ahụ dị na-aya gị nọrọ na-aba hey IPOB na ha sị na ha ama onye mmụọ ị committed crime against our land before IPOB go against ancient law na-aga edigodo ebe a ị ga-eme so ihe nọ na then let us move to the case ọkwụ na ahụ gị ebe anyị nọ na ebe anyị nọ na wụ na the ihe jijide director wụ maka election kwema na election now the trap na cheke na ha plan chagi ọfụma ozugbo ejidere now abịa set ya ndị ga-attack wa IPOB leadership attack so that he destroy IPOB then he creates ha hijack ya because ha bịara claim one had in charge of ESN na had in charge of IPOB ịghọtara were say IPOB atụwa crime commit we crime gbuwe mmadụ gawa oshi kidnap wa na ransom ebe a na-eme burial imagine ebe mmadụ na-eme burial abịa sị ya na ọ ga-akwụ 200,000 na ego ESN na ego mgbọ ọkwa ịghọtara nwaanyị na onweghị ESN dị nyere gị ihe ahụ ka enwee ike kọrọptụọ anyị nwa ka enwee ike mebie aha anyị so that a ga na-achụgharịzi anyị gị nwa ga-adịzi safe now after nke ahụ felụ ha banye na no election anyị asị ha na no election a ga-emebiri anyị ihe esoghị na agenda anyị dịka ogene anyị na-adọ referendum by voting now election by voting and ha niile democratic process ị gaghị adị against nke a na-achọkwa nke gị ịrụgo the key now and mana ihe awa ọnya When once happen an election, the hope of INEC IPOB are election. Her plan again. They believe one IPOB get hook to no election. I hook to no election. Ozugbo emeche election, ha kpọ result but Tinubu once equal agwa to be na IPOB mere na election. No ha mere gị na chance ndị Igbo IPOB emebighị ya. Na ndị Igbo atọghị. Na the Easterner did not vote. IPOB stopped them. By then, INEC adigo free. Anyị kpara ha. INEC adigo free. By then, anwara sị na IPOB stop election. Nnamdi Kanu ga-apụtazi. One, the whole Nigeria feel na ha chọrọ change the condition of Nigeria with election. Anyị asị ihe unu chọrọ ime asị ngwa gawanụ anyị na-echekwa unu. IPOB sị na anyị na-eche unu n'ụnụ tụcha n'ụnụ ga-alaghachi. A ga-enye gị ihe tụtara. Ihe a na-eme selection. Na ha na-eme election. Ha selection. They select onye ga-achị. But unu ga-try ya anyị ga-stop unu. Na anyị nọkwa na-eche unu. Ha agachakwa try kwa hụkwa ihe ahụ anyị kwuru. Onye ọbụla na-asị na Nnamdi Kanu nna na IPOB ugbu a ka ha matazi na IPOB leadership ma ihe. Maka Simon ha nọ na-eti no election, no election, no election, no election, no election. Election eji maka ya jide Kanu ka ịdakwara kpọwakwa ha Kanu again. No election until you free Nnamdi Kanu. Ebe ma na Nigeria ga-ese ndị terrorists ga-abịa gbagbo ndị na-atụ vote. Send ndị ga-abịa igbu pilot bus. Send ndị ga-eme ihe niile. Ihe ga na-anụ na redio. IPOB snatch pilot bus. IPOB want to be to win. IPOB is the one that kill people that are in polling unit. IPOB do not allow electorate to vote. IPOB have burned down INEC office. Eme ya na redio n'ụtụtụ. Ị ga-ekwetezi n'ịwa IPOB. Life n'ihu anya gị because ị na-eshizi ishi. Ihe ga na-anụzi na redio IPOB stop Igbo chance ndị Igbo iwu president na IPOB. Ịghọtara. Then na ndị Nigeria chọrọ ịnapụta ọchịchị from Fulani IPOB. Na IPOB mebiri ya. By then ị na-eshizi ishi. By then ndị ọcha abịa against us. Because Kanu si na ịnwa anwa mee ya. O kwuru ya. We are not going to ajụrụ maka 2023 election na Radio Biafra. Ma ya kwesịrị ime allow campaign, ekwesịrị ime allow nke na ihe a na-parade na Biafra land ekwesịrị ime allow so na achọrọ ka ọ mara ihe ọ ga-ekwu maka 2023 election. Ya bụ onye a na ihe kwuru dị mma. But na ịmago ihe the whole world na practice now na ha chọkwara ka the whole world wu democracy. And ha dị against onye ọbụla ga-adị against democratic process. And na election with democratic process. No, I'm already call law of 2019 because na eji Peter Obi set ya up. No deputy article. Naturally, if we na here chance onye Igbo ewu deputy president. So no sokwa na ihe ndị eji call also na reasons ma ihe ndị ọzọ eji call off ka ndị Igbo to and ndị Igbo tụrụ for Peter Obi as a deputy. Na article nwetara vote na ọ dara. Na enyere Buhari. Now this one kwa now na the word na watch gị. Na ihe ha chọrọ ime na the Britain na plan gị a isi ha na election if you go against election na ha ga-agwazi the world na this people is against democratic process. On ihe director kwuru ọ sị and the whole world will turn against you. Ọ sị gị one particular person. Ọ sị and the whole world will turn against you. Because ọ ma ihe. Ugbu a na ka ndị mmadụ na-ekwu na IPOB dị right. Because anyị atụrụ vote. Anyị asịghị gị ga-atụla vote. Do you know the reason? Enwere ndị Nigeria aka bi ebe a. Enwere ndị ugwu bi here. Enwere ndị Yoruba bi here. Then nwere nwanne gị nwoke ntọrọ gị ma nke ịtọrọ nka believe na Nigeria. Ị ga stop ya. I believe na Nigeria. Ị ga convince ya ka o kwete na Biafra. Ị gaghị eji egbe, ị ga-eji force, ị ga-edeny ya right ya maka o believe na Nigeria ka ga-work ma ọ tụọ vote. Right? But gị nwa abịazie si ya atụla. Then you are against democratic process. Ọnọdụ ka ebe ndị obodo a kpọrọ meeting. Meeting na n'obodo a na gị nwa achọghị ịga gị na family ga achọghị ịga ọkụ ya gwanụ family ga agala mgbe ọ bụla ijiri ịtọ n'ụtọ ta nkara ya kụwazi onye agala meeting na ndị obodo a mechaa gị ihe ebe na obodo ọzọ ga-enyere ha aka because ha chọọ ka ụdị trọbụl batakwa obodo ha iwu ta nkara ya odutewu onye na-achọ ka ọ ga-egakwu ya n'ụlọ si ya na meeting achọ m ka ị ga-alụ bete ịnwa anwa akụwa ya akụ ịbala na nsogbu ọkweghị ọtọ na ịbala ọ ya nwe ihe ahụ ịchọọ etu vote ma ji anụ onwe gị etile a gara esi onye ọzọ na ọpụta ga-agbagbuo ya denụ ịchọkwa ka Hausa tụọkwa ịchọkwa ka Yoruba tụọ den ịdị evil and aga enye gị referendum because enye gị referendum nwanne gị nwoke ga-atụ na ọ chọrọ Nigeria ị ga-egbu ya n'ebe a na-atụ vote ọ tụ pilot bus Nigeria and Biafra nwanne gị na-convince ka o kwete na Biafra ihe na onye ọ ga-atọrọ Nigeria ya lọta n'ụlọ ya nọrọ ị ga-eme attack. So taa ka ị ga-ahapụkwa ya onye chọkwara practice Nigeria ya practice the more anyị na practice the more ị na-enweta followers because Nigeria aga work. But ọ na-eme ha allow ka ha ga try ya ha ga-ekwete ndị a ga-ekwete 10 years director ọ gwara ha okwu ekwetebe ha ka kwere na election ga work. Ịnwa stop ya you are still evil. But ha try go nowhere. A na-agazi court. Ịghọtara court ị na-aga na-awụ Muslim win the election. And they man a Christian anọ na constitution Nigeria. Church anọ na constitution. Bible anọ na constitution. Pastor anọ na constitution. Reverend anọ na constitution. Christ anọ na constitution. Christianity anọ na constitution Nigeria as a whole. Then Islam nọ na constitution. Muslim nọ na constitution. Then mosque nọ na constitution. Quran nọ na constitution. Imam nọ na constitution. Many times, multiple times came mentioned there. Then this is an Islamic country. Then when he why am a Christian, anything may have Christian again or get people. Now the key with that now this election now all the end of Nigeria, all the trap IPOB dodge. I mind. I think I thought not to spectators. Then I watch the ball on a field. They have watched IPOB very well for long. Kaile tokwana Nigeria na ha chọrọ ịgba bọọlụ. We watch them. Since I can elekwa. People now say na ha dị director na IPOB na-eme protest. Ime protest 2 weeks before election. I get that IPOB is setting tension in Igbo land. They don't want people to come out and vote. It is a tension. Owo cowardice anyị ma ihe. Ịghọtara. Ihe anyị na-alụ ọgụ na ọ bụrụ na ị ga ebe a now from here to Ula no here. And then man ọ ga-akọsa anyị trouble. Anyị aga-agba okirikiri. Because ọ ka nwere ebe anyị na-aga. Onye na-aga oche a na-ebido na ya dị agba egbe. Ịgba egbe ole ikigo security echere gị n'ụzọ. Ozugbo ị chọrọ ịpụ ịgbawa egbe. Ị ga-ala dị ije o. Maka ndị oche oyiruwenu na-agbazi egbe. So onye nwa mere anyị ma ihe. Now ha bịakwala nye 1 week for governorship election. Anyị nyere ha ohere. He postpone ọlịa shift one nyekwere ha ohere onwe anyị na maka imerigo onye na-emeri na bọọlụ a na-alụ ọgụ ịlụ ọgụ aka nsụlọ match na goolu inyere ya agaala anyị na-emeri director ihe Chineke mere no discharge ya and acquitted then the other one you discharge ya say I return back to Kenya which means Nigeria committed crime court here rule go return back to Kenya Umuahia verdict 20th of October 2022. Then Federal High Court Appeal Court of Abuja 13th of October 2022 also discharged and acquitted. Then say na onwe any court nga try na direct aga stand the trial in any court na Nigeria. Then automatically all go free. Abazi onye election. This is someone had to wait na election ka director man onye election. Maka ha ji ha director eme. Be poster picture director onye dị ndụ ejube ya sị ya ọ na-eme na election. Itinye picture onye dị ndụ ya ọ nọrọ n'ahụ picture why na onwe ndị ọ na-edu anaghị IPOB a na-eme na election ga-ati picture ya unu na-eti na election ka gọọmenti si unu tiwe na election ka a na-ekiri ga election ka ebe ya IPOB. But only 2 days ka anyị kwuru okwu iji gwa na IPOB ji Biafra land. Anyị jọsụrụ bịa kwuo okwu kwugharịa gwa na IPOB si na ya dị against election na onye chọrọ etu ya ga-atụ. Polling unit juru ebe a ka atụrụ ugbu a ka atụrụ highest since atụwara vote. But o nwere ndị tiri na election for 1 year. For 1 year. But only 2 days ka anyị kwuru okwu si. 2 days ya gbuo campaign niile ha mere for 1 year no election. Just na ndị ji power maka that power from God. Ma ọ ga-anọghị ya o nwere authority ọzọ na-adakwasa nwaanyị. Na shop ma ọ ga-anọghị ya nwa boy ọ na-enwe another power. Ma onye eze nọ ya prime minister ga-enwe another one. Maka all them from God ọ ga-abata ma ọ ga-anọghị ya o nwere amamihe ọzọ ga-adịrị nwaanyị life nke ya ga-adịkwu. Ịghọtara. Then otu leadership anọ o nyere ha mgbe ahụ onye ha position a o nwere ngozi nnọ ha amamihe ha adịrị. Ọ ya mere ha ji ama na-eji ọ ji izu ibiti Nigeria ịbanye ga-election emekwa ihe pressure anyị. Asị anyị na anyị ji aga esi na achọ ka Nnamdi Kanu pụta na anyị wụsabụ nwa ya ji asọpọt election. Ndị na-amaghị ihe na-enweghị n'efe na ọma nọ na na-enweghị onye enweghị ofu mkpụrụ mma na-eti ọgwụ wọ onwe cup of rice esiziri ego obewela karị mgbe a tụrụ bọmbụ 1 week ndị na-eti mkpu ọgụ Common na-agbachiri ego gị na-agbachiri bankị itiwela mkpu ya afọzie mgbe a tọrọ bọmbụ tụọ n'ahịa ahịa ada I want to war ọgụ anyị merigiri emeri ndị iberibe amaghị ihe onye enweghị ofu mkpụrụ peso ọ na-akọ akụkọ wọ ya dịka wọ ọmakwa ihe wọ agba ya agba ebe onye ga-akọmandị gị nọ na nga the chief commander ịma na target ha ekpebigo inidiri isef ya ihe ọbụla ị ga-eme maka ọma ha ọ ya nwa ma ndị a mana haziri wel ịghọtara mana Britain ọkwa kesi ya emebigo Katrina line ekwuru ya na my broadcast a sị m na Katrina line ịhụrụ kesi Nnamdi Kanu ọ ga-ala gị n'iyi ị ga-ekele m ihe niile na ọ ga-ala gị n'iyi achụghị ya n'ọrụ UK High Commission Nigeria kpọta onye ọzọ maka kesi Nnamdi Kanu o mebiri ihe ọ ya ji Nnamdi Kanu kesi director ala gị ya n'iyi Katrina line UK High Commission ekwensu nwaanyị director sọ ekwensu ịghọtara now nke ya agago so ihe awụ ọgwụ a na-alụ now UK na onwe ha abatago na the case because onye edinaigo amaghị ụdị bribe o riri o ji hold UK citizen British citizen Nnamdi Kanu deny ya right ya niile anyị na ha ka ga-emeti na court ma director pụta ihe a niile ụgwọ ndị ahụ akwụrụ ụmụ Israel ha gara na-agbachite gold mgbe ha na-ala maka a ga-akwụ anyị ụgwọ anyị ha ji anyị ụgwọ Nnamdi ka anyị na-ekwu maka ya edischarge gị ya 2015 na court adịmola ka ụnụ mara na ọwụ taa ka anyị fesi were ihe a anyị ma otu esi alụ ya ọwụ ihe gịrịgịrị anyị ma anya ihe ọ na-achọ self-determination ihe ọ na-adọ Biafra through self-determination ọwụ armed struggle but ị nwere right for self-defense and don't create to go self-defense ESN ọ ya self-defense separate ye from anyị nwa tiwe ha n'ọhịa because ọ nọrọ ha jiri na community na-eme operation na community anyị abịa na-egbu ndị community agwaghị na ha na-achọ ESN ọ ya mere ha ji nọ n'ọhịa. Did you understand? But this self-determination na-enye ịdị ndidi perseverance ọ ya oke ya maka onye ji egbe ka ọ ga-awa ịgba ya ọ gbagwara onye ejighị egbe wee gbaa ya ụmụnne ya ndị survivor akpọ brain otu ha si eme escape before na plan kwa revenge right so ihe nọ na ya now the beat we na anyị beat go the whole world nọzi na-ele because ihe anyị esi na IPOB abịa lele na IPOB dị ifo na ha na-achọ ịkwụsị election the whole world abịa hụ IPOB ihe anyị mere mgbe ka anyị mere the highest achievement ndị mmadụ ama achievement the highest achievement ịma ihe we disgrace Nigeria anyị na-eke ahụziri secret ha na ha rigere election ihe ha chọrọ ije riga election wa IPOB na IPOB ekwe ka atọ vote hi IPOB Peter Obi you miss your chance you have 99% chance to become president but your people hate you your people stop you Igbo IPOB stop you ihe aka ị gara na nna news ịla n'iyi gị nwa na onwe gị ga ụzọ IPOB emebi IPOB ịnwa nwe okwu free Nnamdi Kanu Nigeria youth emewe protest na Kanu aga apụta n'ọya mere ha anapụ Fulani ọchịchị ugbu a na o derego iwepụ Tinubu Boko Haram Shetima Boko Haram deputy ya iwepụ ya maka onye voturu in Shetima wo Tinubu now the Muslim na-celebrate ha nwa Boko Haram na-celebrate ha bandit na-celebrate ha now and they man ihe ahụ ha na-achọ since Muslim and they nwetago the chance and onye na-akpọpụ ha court Christian and Christian ha nọ na constitution and ịma ihe ha na practice na court now the world praise ha na erulo na Peter Obi win ọ gaghị achị one ọ gaghị anọ na Abuja ga-atụrụ ya Abuja okwu ayo Ojukwu gwara Jonathan na ịnwa anwa ihe hia na ọrụ gị ọrụ wete ndị a na ndị a ga-eji maka gị condemn Abuja bịa hiwe n'Enugu si n'Enugu gawa ọrụ ebe Jonathan na-echi aga ọrụ ọ gaghị anọ ụdị ọkwa election o win ị gaghị achịnwu di ya Igbo ma na agaghachi instead alụọ ha alụọ ị gaghị anọdụ inwe ike try ya ewe infidel completely ịmagodi Chineke erugodoro arụ sef onwe onye ị ga-eme occupy that place Abaribe say you have not allowed me to be a gate man isi na m ga-awụ president allow me to be a gate man first na onye Igbo awụbeghị getiman esi na ọkwa ya nwa wụ prezident na ya nwee ekwetebeghị na o kwetebeghị ikwebeghị ka ọ bịa na geeti ga-esize na ọ ga-awụzi ya nwa ga-awụ onye isi n'ime na o doghị ya anya and ihe ahụ o kwuru sinsi na ha emela Director gwa gị onye Igbo ewu prezident ya jụọ gị iji ọgwụ ọ mere ọ sị iji ọgwụ na iji ọgwụ ọ sị gị na ihe ahụ ị na-atụ awụhụ dị result na INEC ji result now the case now Director ga-apụta ihe unu dịrị ekpere unu because pressure adịgo too much and anyị akpazigo dị ọnya wee election onwe enyi ọdatin nwere anwa ma n'ọnya anyị alago anyị mere campaign against this May election for how long na anyị nọ na-eme campaign ya na broadcast our media warriors anyị ma ihe anyị na-alụ because onye bụ ụzọ banye ọhịa ma ihe ọ ga-agwa gị ebe ihe dị otu a dị ebe ihe dị otu a dị because this struggle anyị stọdịrị ya nna anyị ha lụrụ ọgụ ebu ha ebubo na ha were bel and onwe mgbe ha gara uga Hausa lụọ ọgụ na emechara meeting Aburiga na mecha agreement lọta sị na ikwe ihe kwesịrị ime ọnwụ ya ịjụ onye ịkpọ onye asị enyo nwere mis ọzọ anyị ga-eme unu buru ọgụ bịahie anya nọ defense ọ nọ n'otu ka onye nwe ebe a na ọ ebe ọgụ ya na ga bịakwa bụ ya ebubo na ọya nwa bịa mee ihe ọ ga-anọ defense ụlọ ya ịghọtara so onye bịara na nke ya nọ defense this time ha zikwa na ewu terrorist the same rebel ka the whole world hate kwa anyị ka egbuwekwa anyị again ya wụ na Director ebit go ha ịkpọ redio Biafra ya jụọ ka ebe isi akpọ gị kwuo the country ụfọdụ ekwuo na ha coordinator na ha nwe onye dị otu kwuo onye ebe ọwụ ya mgbe ọ na-eme ka the world mata na ya wụ terrorist a na-enwe adres your name and where you are calling us from ọ na-eme mgbe ọ na-eme ya na-akọwara ndị mmadụ ihe onye a na-eme na ọ na-amak against terrorist ibogide anyị bụ petana ga aghọta ihe ọ na-eme ịghọtara ihe ọ na-eme wee clear ya anyị ka a mara na anyị dị civilized na anyị dịkwa legal na anyị na-eme obey international law then anyị emewe protest na outside country confirm so anyị ebitigo ndị a ihe ị ga-eme echiche ọwụ na iri menụrụ under the command of Nnamdi Kanu because ndị iro anyị emerigo ha Nigeria gọọmenti dị confused because they believe na ya ga-ebido ọgụ by now ịma ihe ha na-eji achọ ka anyị wepụta bad news gbasara Director ka unu wee iwe ozugbo ịdụ reduce gajụ nna kekwana ihe GOS na-eme ka anyị ga-agbakasịa ya ọkwa onye na-achụfube polisi nọ na kọmiti ya polisi nọ na kọmuniti ya echofube ya mama bụ ndị mmadụ onye ha na-ada akọ ọnya agbagodoro agba egbe ịgbara na Johnson ya ịgbara ya Jeep ịgbara mobil ịgbara ịzọn ịgbara Shell ọ ndị a ka gị na ha na-alụ ọgụ ịgbara UK ịgbara nọmba 10 Downing Street ebe a na-akpọpụta Peter Obi ndị a bụ ndị seti confusion because mgbe onye Igbo a participate in election Nigeria kewara eji after disappoint Peter Obi ha ga-akpọpụta ya amaghịzi na ọ ga-enwe fans ịghọtara dị ki ihe ha mere sen na Peter Obi wụ ka ọ wụ na onye Igbo participate then ya bịazi egbuo fans ya ghọzie trouble ha achọwazie rigging pattern ọ wụzi trouble to them because o nwere ihe na esi na onye enwe ihe ọwụ ya pụtagodo n'ordinary party ya bụzie fans bụzie supporters ya ghọzie nsogbu dịrị anyị ezere ha ka ha ga try ya ha laghachila anyị nọkwa maka na ihe anyị na-ada Biafra ọ na-enwe date but cross ebe anyị crossrụ hope anyị ị hụrụ dịsa ọnya eji jide Director maka ọ pụta anyị awụzi onye Naijiria kwe mana ọ pụta so onye nwa ji ha ya na-emewe isi ike ọ ya ụdị oli ọgụ ha ga-alụ maka ya nọ n'ihu ọgụ na-agba egbe so ihe ha ga na-emewe idisobe kọtọda because ihe a last fight ihe agwa egbupụrụ isi otu ha si mana onye awụ ihe lere anya wee igbu Director na Kenya and ihe gburu Kaduna line na Kaduna line eleghị anya na Director ga-survive ya nke ịbịa play way politics believe unu egbuo ya ịghọtara then ya nwa na-enyezi report gbasara Kanu as their citizen report ga cover but now na demand dị ndụ bịazie na kọtụ Chineke surrender kọtụ Nigeria ekpelara Director ikwetere na ọ ga-enweta justice na Nigerian kọtụ ịma na Chineke surrender ndị Georgia ele onye ekwetere na Director ga-enweta justice na Nigerian kọtụ onwe onye ekwetere enu and justice enweghị abụọ ekpechara ya sị na ị ga-atara ihe again and onwe mmadụ ga-ebuli ebubo ọbụla ya afọzie na onwe kọtụ a na-atara ya onwe bụ onye ekpere kesi a mbụ na Nigeria onwebeghị onye ekpere ụdị kesi ya na Naịjirịa ya ụzọ onye na-adọ nwere onwe Biafra ka ekpere ụdị kesi ya mmadụ asịzi gị na gị bịa ka agba ala Igbo ọkụ n'ọhịa ị ga-eme bifo Biafra dareta apụta onye ọmakwa ihe ọ ga-ebi n'ọhịa kekwana ihe eji gba anyị na National High School anyị agaghị ọgụ ọkwa ka ndị a dị ndụ ịrịtalete na ụmụahịa ha hapụ anyị gaa na kọmuniti gbuo mmadụ gaa na arịa bọmpụ ya gaa na shọ ka ịtọ ndị ahụ lọtazi ha sị Nnamdi Kanu na-egbu anyị o Nnamdi Kanu na-egbu anyị that is their key otu ha si alụ ọgụ but ịdọji agha ha hụ na ihe kpara ha bikọs ha nidiri ka egbe dawahie and ịma na ọ daretọ maki ihe ndị nọ n'obodo a onwe ihe ndị o wetara ịmaghị ọkwa ndị ahụ ka ọ gwara ebe ọ nọ ịghọtara ma onwe ndị nọ n'obodo a mgbe o butere redio ịmaghị ọkwa ndị a gwara ndị lik sikret aga buru transmita anyị n'ihi ala bụghị Abuja DSS ọ nọ DSS how many millions ịga anya ha ala anyị na-ebezi akwa redio na-ama na-ejizi redio so otu a ka ọ dị IPOB a anọghị hanging anyị nọ all over the world anyị nwere power news ga-ebu press release anyị so ihe a na-eme ka ụnụ ghọta na director emerigo ọgụ agodo first because all the sergeant acquitted ihe ha na-emezi na-awụ ihe ha kwesịrị ịgba n'egbe ka ha na-emezi na kọtụ ha na ha na-emezi na DSS then na-achọzi ka lọya bịa weta dị ozi otu ahụ director nọ ka anyị gazie trọbụ maka amị ha setịrị hia ahụ na ọgụ amị nọ n'ọhịa ahụ ọgụ ebe a nọ chekin point a gwara ha na ọgụ n'ọhịa na ndị ebe a na-eme isi ike ha bịa ha hụ na anyị nwa na-eme onye ọbụla na-aga ahịa amị niile nọ onwe ọgụ ha hụrụ hia ọkwa ịghọtara na onye ọbụla na-achọrọ ihe ọ na-eri ịnọcha ha ya esiga achọ onye ga-akpasị ihe stop there wet you talk ka ọ mara ma ị ga-adị provoked ka ọ wegodo maka onye idiri ime mmadụ ihe and ụna na-ekwe adị iwu ịma anyị kacha edewe iwu onye mere anyị ji ebite n'ala ndị mmadụ onwe obodo na anyị na-ebi and nwanne gị kpọta gị ya ọgwa gị na ndị obodo a na-asọ ihe dị otu na ndị obodo a na-asọ ihe dị otu na ndị obodo a na-asọ ihe dị otu a otu esi eme ọ ya bụ na anyị na-ezete ihe niile anyị na-ebi ebe ọbụla anyị mana a na-emegbu anyị ọ ya mere ihe ọbụla i mere anyị imegidere anyị bikọs anyị na-achọ okwu so amị ndị a dị disappointed ihe anyị na-ayọ unu na-awụ mmadụ edisivula gị ọ bụ eziokwu na redio anọcha na FM around but mara na IPOB emere ka anyị na-aṅụzi ọṅụ since ha kpọrọ rizọt ha ka anyị nọ n'ọṅụ ịṅụ ọṅụ mara na o nwere ọgụ ihe meriri nnukwu ọgụ maka ndị ma ihe ndị gbagoterenụ ma ndị ọcha ma ndị ọha na-akọngratuleti godo anyị na anyị ma ihe kọs ha ji intel ihe Nigeria planụ ha ji full information IPOB n'onwe ha ji information before ejigodo information election na ha ji gwa gị na anyị nọzi na-elele ha mee lọta so unu jisi ike maka this time around otu a director na-apụta ndị na-adozi Biafra ebu ibu director enwezi onye iro ọzọ onye ndu anyị our leader ịhụghego ụdị ihe ahụ ọzọ our leader ka ị nwee ike confuse oge ka ị soro ya maka ọ kpọrọ Nnamdi Kanu our leader otu a ụfọdụ Christians na-emekwa ọkpọ ha Jizọs o nwetago gị onye Igbo kpọọ ha Chineke ọ ya Kristian ka a kpọrọ ọnụ ị gaghị akpọ denomination akpọ Chineke n'ala Igbo inwetara mmadụ ọ ya nwa ka ejikwa bịa ịkpọ ha Nnamdi Kanu I love Nnamdi Kanu is our leader ọkwa asị onwekwa ihe ọ lọvụrụ na-ejichaji director ha bido owe iwe ịghọtara na-agbazi gị I love na-fight ka ọ nwụọ na-fight ka enye ya kesi na-egbu mmadụ n'aha IPOB na-egbu mmadụ n'aha ESN na-egbu mmadụ n'aha na fri Nnamdi Kanu ka ebogide ya Kanu bikos ọsọ ya nwa na dọ Biafra ọ ya nwa na-elid ihe ọbụla i mere cheki Monday sit at home director councilor suspend ya ndị mmadụ na-eme voluntarily na ndị mmadụ na ọ na-eti mkpu kill onye Igbo buru moto pụta ga-agbagbuo ya gbaa moto ya ọkụ ajụọ gị sị ka ihe ọ pụtara ime inwe sit at home ihe ọ na-eme voluntarily o nwere ebe a kpọrọ ya oku ọ chọrọ ịga gị hapụ ya ọ gaa ma o nwetaghị onye ahụ ọ chọrọ ya ọlawa ya ositatum ị ga-arịa ma ịhụ ahịa ịlawa ụbọchị ọzọ enwe sitatum ị ga-abịa ị na-arụ na bankị ị gaa ma onwe ndị wetara ego ụbọchị ọzọ ị ga-abịa ị na-agbagbu ya ọsọ gị nwa dị mma inwe Biafra ọ ga-ekwetarịrị n'ihe i kwuru why did you kill him onye na-amaghị akụwa aka nwaanyị o ji pụta na laịf Nnamdi Kanu so gị nwa lọvụrụ ya mgbe ahụ Kanu bidoro lọvụrụ ya once Okwe mgbe imekatara join ya. Onye nke ị na-agbagbu nwere ike ịlụ ọgụ karịa gị nwee echi. Ka anyị ji gbagbukwa n'anya director nọ na prison na-eti mkpu. Achọrọ m ebe a ka ọ dị quiet. Ha fe mba. Ugbu a ka ebe ha nọ. Ha agụgidela date 150 days Biafra ebe Omega expire 5th of March. Ịma ha che na 150 years. Ha che na 150 days 150 years. Ọ gago onye ọbụla ezuola ike. Director enyebeghị date. Ị na-anụzi mkpu ha? Simon na-asịkwa. Simon na-asị nke a gaala. Because election ahụ ka gọọmenti nyere ha n'aka 2023 ka ha agaala ọkụ sago ndị ọchịchị ewepụghị aka ebe ha nọ. Ha emeteghị ha arụtaghị ọrụ e nyere ha. The contract arụtaghị ha esi mebi IPOB. Director ka dị ndụ UK abatazie na the matter. Director ka dị ndụ imeteghị enwe mission e nyere ha ọwọkụ and anyị ka nọ together na-eme meeting ọwọkụ. So jisikwa na ike director si na ọ na-adị anytime o zuru ozu ụbọchị akwa ọ sị na ndị nke ka kwudochiri ike ihe ọ na-akpọ ha ezigbo ụmụ Chineke because ọ ma na chafụ ga-ada. O kwukwere before last broadcast ọ sị na ọ ga-ifufenu chafụ ga-ada, ụfọdụ ga-ana bribe, ụfọdụ many things ga-eme na IPOB foundation na a ga-eshake ya like never before, but after all and all na ị ga-ama na Chineke mere anyị Odem na Chineke ga-eri otutu and o riwego otutu. So jisie n'ike Chineke nọnyere unu. Unu na-ekpere director ekpere maka ihe a na-ekwu sow your seed in the morning, in the day sow your seed, in the night sow your seed means that na anyị ama onye nke a ga-azụ ịma anyị bụcha ngọzi dị iche iche. Ịmaghị ụfọdụ amaghị ihe onwe ndị ha kwughara okwu ya na-eme. So ọ dị anyị mkpa ọ ma uru ya, ọ ma gain ya, ọ ma ihe ekpere wụ, ọ makwa na anyị na Chineke dị na mma. So unu na-etiri ya na ekpere ọ ga-adịrị unu na mma. Ya gaziere unu. Chineke our people are watching. Ụmụ Chineke, I have round up, because of time and security purposes, we have to cut it off here. Thank you for joining us. Your duty is to share the program very, very wide. Our people are still joining. I remain the fearless IPOB evangelist, Mazi Madabchinwachuku, right here from our homeland radio in Biafra land. Thank you from me from here. It is good evening. Thank you. How much in it? You can see me now. Thank you. Thank you. One family. Coordinate, to go again. One family. IPOB. One family. One family. IPOB. They won. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. They won. Thank you.